You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades, and we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
The scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side that's the argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Sorry, guys. Mute did not automatically come off. All right. So again, welcome. Happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent supporters. Happy Friday to everyone in the chat. Register your presence by touching the thumbs up when you come in, and share us out if you can. That will be greatly appreciated. And remember, guys, our membership is still very active for those who want to give extra support to the channel. Tonight's topic is Vote PNP for a Better Future with your host, Mystic Sensation, which is Baron and Anne-Marie, Pink Screen, and Melting Pot. Now, the chat, there's a lot of persons in the chat, so I am going to go ahead and give an umbrella welcome. So welcome everyone. Hope everyone is looking forward to some quality rest over the weekend. Without any delay. Happy 4th of July for those who are tuning in from the US, and happy belated Canada Day for the Canadians. Canada Day was on the 1st. Yes. So without any delay, I am going to hand over to Baron.
Yes, thank you, honey, for that wonderful precursor as usual. And to the dynamic panel that we have here, Pink's Green, and of course, our melting pot, our opening batsman. Now, without any delay, because, we have a couple of interesting topics that we are going to discuss, right? And, just give these to our awareness, right? But without any further delay, let me just have Lady Pink just meet and greet her people.
Happy Friday, happy weekend to all people in the television land. Everyone in the chat, everyone is watching, everyone in Jamaica, everyone all over the world. And good evening also to Lady Anne-Marie, Lady Anne-Marie, Uncle Byron, and Melting Pot. I would like to say a big shout out to the people from St. James. Remember, tomorrow we have a bus tour leaving about 10 o'clock from Samchap Square. We're heading into Hanover. Comrade leader is part of will be leading us down there. And remember that today is actually Normal Madness Day.
All
So
right.
we had a big ceremony this morning at Euro Circle for him.
No?
Comrade leader was there laying flowers at his tomb. So a big
All
shout out to everyone from Northwest St. James. Remember tomorrow night we will have a meet and greet also. And the location, so come out and give your support to our candidate, Comrade Alan Bernard.
All right, thank you, Spinks, and that goes for the St. James constituencies, right? Make sure you come out in your numbers and support. All right, Message Pat, the button is yours.
Yes, man. Greetings once again to all our family in the chat tonight. Thank God it's Friday and on a Friday night. This is where it's at. Mystic Life Sensation, the
All
new
right.
revelation as we bring all, facts and finding as it relate to government and how they are, mismanaging our economy in Jamaica. I just want to big up all the people in Jamaica, more so the Kingston 13 and the Kingston 11 region, Greenwich Farm, big up on yourself, Whitfield Town, big up on yourself, same way Maxwell Avenue, Union Garden, Delacree Park, Payne Avenue. Yeah, big up on yourself, man. Don't know over there, so tonight, and we are going to make it right.
All right.
And over the floor once again to the master of ceremony, Sir Byron, Lady Anne Marie, and our lioness in the house, Pink Skew.
All right. Blessings, 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 blessings. Now, Jamaica, let me just prepare you from now. Tonight is going to be very interesting. However, we are currently doing some research, right, into some situations that relates to the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is going to pretty much interesting. Bombshell revelation there. And so then we push back that for Tuesday. So Tuesday, we're going to have some major development where that is concerned. And that is definitely going to affect the Jamaica Labour Party stands in the poll. No two way about that. What we'll be bringing out, right? Solid information, solid facts. Many people are going to be surprised. Many, many people are going to be surprised. So then let us proceed for tonight, right? Let us, bring down some of our topics. Our sub-heading, we have, where is the political ombudsman, right? And you're going to see why I'm asking that particular question, right? Sub-heading number 2, GLP damaging our healthcare, right? And subtopic number 3, introduction, IC annual report. And number 4, Andrew, destroy Manley's vision of NHT. So we will be diving into those subtopics, right? Let us begin with our first mission, right? Dear honey, let us begin with our first mission. Okay. All right. No time to waste.
Member of Parliament, Ms. Vaz, me advice on what I just feel. Me I say last night, my party leader come. Last week, Andrew Holness, there Portland. And no PNP no disturb no. In a no disrespect for my way. Until the Mark Golden have come to Portland, Ms. Vaz, and night talk. And your labor right crew, they in a fellowship a paint out PNP color off of the road and tear down PNP clad. Miss Vance, please me I beg you, miss, me I send this public. Call off your team up here and tear down the PNP things them. You understand? Please, we don't want to war through this election, Miss Vance. So tell Night Talk and the security youth with the green van with your picture on it, to come down and left blood clad PNP something them. You see what I say? This not look good and this not safe. Believe me, upset. Because if you come from my shop, you see them can nail up posters from my shop with you. I mean, I say nothing to them. I'm a business place. I mean, I say nothing to them. And it's still there. So why them come at this man that tear down PNP things them? Miss Valls, call them. You hear? Call them and tell them to stop. the unnecessary problem when them look at East Portland. Because East Portland is not a place of war, it's a place of peace. Maintain the peace, Member of Parliament, for East Portland. Please, may I beg you, or post that.
All right. Now, let me just say something to Anne-Marie Vaz. Our Jamaican people, right, will not be going down to the root of violence, political violence. And we have seen that the Jamaica Labour Party, to the fact that they know very well that they are going to lose the general election, they are creating mayhem. And they want to stir up violence, right? This, as it relates to that clip that we played, we have seen situation that affects the length and breadth of Jamaica as it relates to the political process in terms of ads that being put out by, the political candidates, and where you have, one party trying to demolish, right, the other party posters. Come on, we need to be fair, and we need transparency, right? We need a peaceful general election, but we have seen several signs that indicate that the Jamaica Labour Party, right, is trying their very best to go down the route of violence. And that is one of the reasons why I am displaying that. But I am asking, where is the political ombudsman? And let me say this before I get into that subject matter. And I don't understand as it relates to, the information that Delroy Chuck is providing. Whether to say, right, that the political ombudsman, right, is no more and merged within the responsibility of the electorate commission, right? Or where a budget was provided for the electorate commission, right? The electoral commission, sorry, the electoral commission to, prepare, right, someone in their office, right, to act as political ombudsman, because we have not hearing anything, right, where a political ombudsman coming out and say, okay, all right, that is wrong, right? Please follow the standing operating procedures as it relates to the political process. Silence, dead silence. And so we are wondering that, okay, is this a part of Andrew Wone's plan to make sure that he had gotten rid of the political ombudsman? Because my position, and many people in Jamaica, right, position is that the political ombudsman office and authority supposed to be independent. Supposed to be independent. Shouldn't be merging with the electoral commission, right? That doesn't make any sense, right? So then if the electoral commission done something out of bound, who is going to provide oversight where they are concerned? And now, based on what is happening as it relates to the taking down of, the People's National Party ads, who are providing that oversight? The Jamaica Labour Party dead silent. Who is providing that oversight? And yet $60 million budgeted. This is serious, as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party corruption. $60 million was budgeted for that purpose, to have the political ombudsman, and we are not hearing a voice. Nothing as it relates to the political ombudsman. Who is representing the political ombudsman? Is the entire electoral office is taking on that task, or the electoral office is going to have someone employed amongst them, right, where they have an office in the electoral office to provide that political ombudsmanship? I don't understand what is going on. So let us read into the document and let us dissect the other document before I bring in the panel. Now let us lift up this Chuck disappointed with ECJ. So he said, because you know, an artist, that he is disappointed. He is not disappointed. Right? The whole works is in their entire plan. Let us hear this.
Surfaced for the reinstatement of the Office of the Political Ombudsman, OPO, after the government transferred its functions to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, in 2024. However, in a CVM News exclusive, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck expressed frustration with the ECJ for allegedly not fulfilling its agreed responsibilities.
First of all, I'm a little disappointed that the ECJ has not made any pronouncement on the role that it should play for the political ombudsman, which was subsumed with it. We didn't put it there just like that. We had discussions with the ECJ, and they acknowledged and accepted the role before we passed the legislation. After we passed the legislation, I am aware that funding was provided to the ECJ to ensure that an office of a political ombudsman could function. I cannot tell you what has happened. I'm just, like everyone else, a little disappointed that nothing has happened. But I have no doubt that the ECJ is not only capable, but is the most appropriate body to take on this role of good political conduct.
Take him away.
In 2023, the
Take
government
him
said...
away. Because he's a trickster and a liar. Delroy Chuck is a trickster and a liar. Delroy Chuck is a part of the plan to silence the ombudsman. Right? Why Mystic Sensation said that? Number one, the Jamaica Labour Party should not have used their 49 members to force out the political ombudsman, where the political ombudsman is supposed to be independent. This is a democratic country. This is not a banana republic, Delroy Chuck. And so then you boot out, right, the political ombudsman and saying that the ECJ supposed to take over that responsibility. Then I am asking you, Delroy Chuck, that when the ECJ messed up, who is going to provide oversight where the ECJ concerned? Is the ECJ is going to policing themselves as it relates to them being the political ombudsman? And in instance where they messed up, who is going to provide that level of oversight? That's what I want to know. And that budget, that's $60 million. Because make it make sense, Delroy Chuck. You got rid of the political ombudsman because you said it was a strain on taxpayers. Let me hear your reason now, Delroy Chuck. Come, let us reason. We are going to reason rationally. The Jamaica Labour Party claimed that they got rid of the political ombudsman because it was a strain on taxpayers to pay the political ombudsman $40 million per year. Now, make it make sense now. So then now, the Jamaica Labour Party, right, subsumed the political ombudsman and then now provide a budget of $60 million. Then hold on. Then it's $40 million, people. Was a strain on taxpayers. Then tell me something now. Isn't that $60 million is going to be of a more strain to taxpayers? Gonna make it make sense to people. That's a reason. That's a reason. The reason to, subsume the political ombudsman, make it make sense to people. Because that budget was a strain on taxpayers. And they want to lighten the burden on taxpayers. And this is the way how you lighten the burden on taxpayers by adding 20 more million. Just make it make sense because I don't understand. I don't understand. You understand? I don't understand the right Chuck or the Jamaica Labour Party reasoning where this is concerned, people. So I am confused where that is concerned. Now, if the right Chuck claim that the Electoral Commission, right, has the ability, the capacity, right, to do the job, then let me ask the right Chuck something. You don't realize that island-wide, the Jamaica Labour Party and rampant damaging the People's National Party billboard. You haven't seen that the right Chuck come talk to us, no man. You know, say the Electoral Commission, they have the ability, right? They have the capacity, and you trust them with the work. So let me ask you, since you trust them with the work, so tell me something. Tell me something, Delracho. You haven't seen that the People's National Party dragging the GLP mayor in Montego Bay into court. You understand? For the man is on the mission of destroying the People's National Party ads, and simultaneously while doing that, his ads are up there. And GLP ads are up there. But the PNP must not do any form of advertising. Only the GLP. And yet, Delroy Chuck said the Electoral Commission Office capable, you understand, to respond to these situations. So Delroy Chuck, we don't hear nothing from them. It is the People's National Party who have to take them to court. Where is the political ombudsman? $60 million was budgeted. Where is that $60 million? You need to come out and tell me, how is that $60 million being utilized? How is that $60 million being utilized? You need to come out and explain. Mainstream media, right? Get on onto this. Integrity Commission, please get on onto this. Because $60 million budgeted for the political ombudsman, we don't know who is that person, right, supposed to represent, or it is the ECJ, as I call it, the right shop, right, supposed to provide the responsibility and the functions of the ombudsman. But we are not hearing anything from the ECJ amidst several People's National Party posters being tearing down. So what is going on? Let me just invite the panel. Of course, Melting Pot. But like
yeah, man. Boy, I mean, I tell you, I know you're alone confused in a survey. Everybody confused, yeah? Because everybody I watch the tool where them are using, the corruption tool, Because all along in our society, we always have ombudsman as an independent mediator in any affair. You understand? And under no circumstance should any government try to move a tool that is there to work for any ordinary citizen in the country as it relates to bringing them grows and get a hearing.
Yes.
So we have problem when we see this type of behavior, because here is Chuck trying to vindicate the reason for moving the ombudsman by saying the 40 million was a burden upon the taxpayer. But lo and behold, this ombudsman resurfaced as a ghost. Body can't see it, but it come with a bigger tag price, 60 million. So I want to know if the whole of them brains confused when it comes to maths, like the one over Portland. Because there is no way you can validate the two numbers and it makes sense as it relates to removing a man with a 40 million price tag, abandoning the post, and then revisiting the site at a more exorbitant price of 60 million, 50% increase. So these people are playing party politics, and we know that long time. And we are telling them to stop playing the party politics because it cannot help them. We want to know the reason why you go merge an independent body alongside the ECJ. And the rightfully say, Sir B, if the ECJ, misappropriate, who hold them accountable? You cannot merge those two entities. The Ombudsman is an independent body that should not come with any conflict of interest.
Exactly.
It is there to, dissolve conflict of interest and problem that exists within society, like what we are seeing now as it relates to the upcoming general election. Both parties have their ads out there, but the ruling party and its faction have been going around tearing down the People's National Party posters because they are scared of losing the election, which is a given that they will lose this upcoming general election.
Exactly.
And so they are on a war page. Yeah. Their campaign right now, as far as, it seems like they are trying to stir up some form of anger in a society. Because, as you can hear, this gentleman that put the post out, he's irate to the fact that he's an operator of a shop and the GLP posters is still on his shop and he don't move it. But the People's National Party poster is being tampered with by Vaz and them cronies. Because we know the Vaz them are troublemaker from day one. Them don't have a clean, slate. Them slate dirty. Them always try to play politics in a dirty way. This is why they don't uplift the era that they represent. What them do is destroy the place with them same type of behavior here. Because civic society, must also embrace civic pride. So if you use a member of parliament for your region, you must make sure your region exhibit a certain level of principle, a certain level of respect, because you're trying to build an environment that people feel safe and secure. But when you are a member of parliament and you are instigating these type of behavior, it only shows the type of intention and mentality that these people, these so-called member of parliament, are portraying to the public. But we know for a fact that the ombudsman should be speaking now. Even if he's a ghost, him should be making some noise. God don't be talking. But the 60 million ghosts, nobody now see it, now hear it. So we are asked Chuck now, come tell me the reason why this ghost, nobody can even see a glimpse of a shadow of this ghost. What is wrong with the policy going forward? Because the policy where we are looking at is a policy that nobody now go really, partake in, Because corruption policy we see. If I have a problem now, yeah, and I want to get some form of, advice and some form of assistance, I should be able to turn to the ombudsman. But where this ombudsman is to be found, I don't know if I want at the cemetery, then we have to go look for the ombudsman, yeah. But for the fact that 60 million worth of taxpayers' money is being allocated for this ombudsman, yeah, which we presume is a ghost right now, it's wrong. So the Jamaica Labour Party need to come out and address this problem, because we've been hearing too much bickering about this ombudsman for quite a while. We cannot continue along this line of pure speculation. We want some answers that relate to where the $60 million worth of taxpayers' money is going. Who is collecting it?
There you go.
Who is collecting this money? Or is this another scam orchestrated by Andrew Wallace and the Labour Party? Because we know them must scam the money from left, right, and center, you know.
Looking like
Them
that.
all use all taxpayers' money a pumping at them election campaign.
Yes.
I pay for ads and all them thing there. You understand? This is your prime minister and all them garbage there. Jamaica not no prime minister. Jamaica have a criminal. A criminal that is at large for quite a while now. And the authorities and the powers that be can't seem able to apprehend this criminal. This criminal worse than Natty Morgan and Sandakan back in the days. Because you'd have man on for them man there, you know. You understand? But this criminal just a walk and a stroll all about, a cut ribbon and everybody see it. So we have to rein in the Andrew Wallace administration, you know, because them getting from bad to worse. And it's time we call a spade a spade. We want to know who is this ombudsman. We want to know if it's a live man or it's a dead man. Because we know to use all dead people identification and vote, you know. So now we use dead people in all them positions too. Because an ombudsman supposed to be, you know, presented to the public. Everybody hear the name of the ombudsman. If a man asks me now, who is the ombudsman in Jamaica? Me can't tell him. But yet still we have the post available with a salary attached to it at 60 million. We don't need to get to the house in order, man. But we don't know shambling and to pop down. But event like these, even tear it down quicker than the thing. Because the thing gonna smart, yeah? But we're not clever. Yeah? And Bob Marley the teach that tune there. Yeah? So I yield back the floor to another member of the panel.
Wonderful. And what we want to say to the IC are the authority or the powers that be, right? That this $60 million budget, right, that budgeted for the ombudsman, right? Some investigation need to put into this. So I'm putting that out there because based on the events that we are seeing developing as it relates to, you know, the consistent, right, taking down and damaging of the People's National Party posters and the dead silence, right, out of the Electoral Commission office, if they are the ones who are responsible, right, to do the ombudsman function, or if you have someone independent within that office operating, right, they are dead silent. Dead silence, and these situations need to be addressed, right, and put them in check before, you know, further things develop, right? We need safety, right? We need a free and fair and peaceful general election. We don't need any war. And having said that, melting pot, anytime you get heated over here, you know, me have Pinks to cool you down. So, Sister Pinks, go ahead.
Regarding this subject, you see,
Yes.
I agree with everything that Melting Pot has said.
All right.
But I would like to speak directly to Delroy Chuck,
Yes.
Minister of Justice. If money was your concern, why were we, the taxpayers, paying 2 DPP simultaneously for the same job at one point in our governance of this country?
Yes.
Again, I'm going to ask Delroy Chuck, why were we paying 2 DPP at one time or simultaneously
That is correct.
to do the same job in Jamaica? And if you're so concerned about taxpayers' money, if you were really so concerned about us and our money, why were we paying or still have been paying people like Rural Reed, Grace McLean,
My God.
all the persons who are before the court and the cases cannot be tried or completed? All those individuals came to over $80 million per year we were paying them, right? And if that is your concern, why were you paying those people and not paying, be willing to pay an ombudsman. It is less than $80 million per year.
And Bobs, they still have 2 permanent secretaries. Make it make sense.
Thank you very much. If his ethics was the issue, we can go back to the history of Mr. Pastor Blair when he asked Andrew Owners at the time to walk with him a peace march, and Andrew Owners refused to walk with Pastor Blair and Patrick Roberts, our candidate at the time, in his own constituency, peace march, because he has issues with Patrick Robinson at the time.
Yes.
So ethics doesn't add up. And as for the ombudsman position, we all witnessed the court case that went to what happened to the St. James Mayor of St. James. And 3 candidates from the PNP took him to court. And he was given a deadline to respond. He asked for an extension. The mayor asked for an extension from the ombudsman office. Somebody wrote that letter back to the mayor and gave him an extension. The court case was filed at the Supreme Court, and the 3 candidates won that court case with an injunction. And the injunction stated that no more PNP posters are supposed to be removed or damaged. So
Exactly.
right now, again, the mayor of St. James is breaking the law when he went by that location, by the cemetery above, and removed the big poster of our comrade Andre Horton. Because I remember distinctly last year, local government election, months before the local government election date, during the campaign, the now deputy mayor, Damian Debo Crawford, had a big poster there. And while he had the big poster there, the cemetery was overgrown, unkept, and they put a big ad right there at that location. And even till today, we still have labor rights JLP posters from last year. And remember, by the law, 2 weeks after an election date, all posters are supposed to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 months before an election, and our election cycle started from March the 8th, 2025. So every PNP poster that has been up from March are legal. We, the PNP, have not done anything illegal. We obey the law. We
Yes.
want love. We want peace. And since Wednesday this week, I was at an event with the mayor of St. James, and he was giving a speech as a keynote speaker at the event, and the reception was cold towards him. Right now, and I said before on this program, he has lost the respect from the citizens from St. James. As a young man, he's brilliant, but he's taking the advice from fools, old, broken down fools. Because when you look at all the dinosaurs around him, like Minister of Local Government, Horace Chang, Minister of Security, Charles Sinclair, they're all broken. Their careers are over. And if he keeps taking advice from these people, he will be in the mud just like them. Because in St. James right now, nobody has any respect for these people who are elected members of parliament of the GLP party. And this is where his career is going right now. And it's a big disappointment to his family and to the whole community of St. James right now. I'm going to say it again. Richard Vernon, you're a complete disappointment to us. We never expected this from. Stop removing the PNP posters. That will not give you guys any more votes. You are sinking yourself and your career in the mud. You're going to make everybody in St. James hate you, just like how they hate Oris Jam and they hate the corrupted GLP members of parliament.
Exactly.
When you walk out of that room on Wednesday, I'm sure you walk out in shame, embarrassed. You were begging for people to clap for you, and your speech was recycled. We heard that speech before. You had nothing new to tell us. As a young man, you're the youngest councillor on the island, and you cannot write a new speech to present to us. We heard that speech before.
Wow.
And I'm disappointed because I am from St. James. And I'm disappointed in your behavior because I say it again. We all go shop at the same supermarket. We all go to the same churches, the same funerals, the same weddings, the same parties, the same functions. We all end up in the same circle. We all know each other. Stop harassing the people who are going up as candidates for St. James, for the PNP, because you're still going to lose the election. We don't want any war. We love our neighbors and want to keep loving our neighbors and respect our right to choose to vote for the party we choose to vote for. The same way you want us to respect you and your choice and your reason for voting for that party over there. One love.
Well said, Spinks. And let me ask Delroy Chuck this question, right? Because I know that he's aware of what is happening, right, as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party members of parliament and supporters who are, you know, in line and agreeing in terms of them taking down the People's National Party posters, and hear the dead silence. So it's for Delroy Chuck, whether you want to speak out on it, right, and, you know, speak true to power and be the Minister of Justice, or he wants to be the Minister of Injustice and keep silent, right? We have been hearing rumor that his daughter supposed to be the political ombudsman. And now these things, when you see the level of nepotism, right, cronyism, and, you know, Andrew Holness and this kleptocratic party putting people in places to look left, right? It is just, we can't take anymore. We can't take anymore. And enough is enough. So let's just stir up the heat a bit. You know, my lady, London 45, is getting under the Prime Minister's skin. But let me ask Jamaica, is London 45 only trying to be annoying to the Prime Minister, or London 45 is speaking the truth? Well, I want to tell you, and let me share the information with you. I find London 45 to be a credible person, because all of London 45 statement made against the Jamaica Labour Party, if you realize I didn't say allegation, because I have investigated it and proven it to be true. So London 45 is under Andrew Holness' skin. And so then let us look and listen to what London 45 is saying right here. And we are going to bring up the evidence to show you that London 45 is on point with everything that she is saying. London 45, let us put London 45 on the turntable, please. Let us hear what London 45 has to say this time around. The last time we play London 45, right, and we investigate all the statements made by London 45, we found them to be 100% accurate. So, where is the political ombudsman under that folder?
I know, but
Okay. So we are going to find that London 45, and you know, everything that London 45 had spoken so far, I realize that information, right, is true. And I'm going to show it to Jamaican people as it relates to London 45 being very, very, very credible, right? And so then I begin to follow London 45 in terms of certain things that London 45 had spoken about where that is concerned. Right?
Okay, ready.
Okay. Let us hear what London 45 is saying. All right, we are coming up with that information. Having some technical issues here, but just bear with us, because you know that everything that we speak about, we want to have the reference to play. All right.
Pull your chair and sit down. You understand? Because when I come here and talk about Angie Oldness evil and wicked and thief, most of his diatic supporters, them coming over here, come talk about show us proof, show us proof. Listen to this now, Jamaica, and tell me when you sit down. Because no man, this serious. This Oldness I get from bad to worse. I have to talk about this because I don't hear nobody talking about this. Guys, you all remember about 8 months ago when I made a video stating that the Chinese promises Mr. Oldness to build 3 schools and he gave them land all over the place. I hope you all remember that video and can go and look for it. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to look for it and pin it so people can go and watch that video. Okay? Mr. Oldness was promised 3 schools by the Chinese. Okay? He came out with a speech stating that the Chinese say they will donate and build 3 STEM schools. Okay? Hold on a minute. 3 of them. Mr. Oldness go back and borrow 30 million US dollars. 30 million US dollars from the World Bank to build 3 STEM schools. Now, in 2024, Mr. Oldness says the money for the STEM schools very secure. Money secure. No worries to build the STEM schools. Now in 2025 year, Mr. Oldness is gonna come out and say taxpayers' money is gonna pay for the STEM school. This man is an evil man. Jamaica, to those who don't know what is a STEM school, let me tell you what the STEM schools are. It's schools for maths, technology, science, and
engineering,
and something else. But the STEM school is about science, maths, technology. Okay? Okay. And something else, as I said, I don't really remember what it is about. But this is what the STEM school is about. Okay? Now, Jamaica, I want you people to wise up. The Chinese said they was gonna donate to build the schools. Then Mr. Oldness come back in 2024 and said the money is secured. Plus he borrowed 30 million USD dollars from the World Bank. Okay? The money is approved. He get the 30 million USD dollars from the World Bank, which is 40-something billion Jamaican dollars to build this STEM school. And now in 2025, Mr. Oldness is going to come back and say it's taxpayers' money is going to pay for these STEM schools. What Mr. Oldness do with all this money? What Mr. Oldness did with the 30 million USD dollars, that is 40-something billion Jamaican dollars, what he do with the money? Huh? It was secured in 2024. What happened now? Where are these monies? And then you're going to come to me talking about proof that this man is not a thief and he's going to come for me. Listen, Mr. Oldness need to come for me because he's a thief and he's a freaking liar and you're evil to Jamaican people. And all you have to sit down and do is use the uneducated and the poor for cash cow and come out here and make us fake promises and lie to us about things that sound really good and not doing shit. And people sit down taking up for you. We need the STEM schools.
All right.
We need
Jamaica,
them. And we need
Jamaica, we are going to stop this a bit because I am telling you, I have to feed into something right now to make you see it. Now, let me tell you something. The People's National Party in Trelawney, and let me tell you something, people, are not nothing good. Look, crowd, I have to break this investigation. Let me just break it and have you feed into this because I have to show this. Look here. Jamaica Labour Party is going to get it out. The pain, look at people. And now make up this. This is what is going on right now. Let me feed into it.
You might be a good youth, but you don't have the opportunity to really invest in what you want to do. The PNP is going to ensure that every high school there will be a vocational lab. So your really can decide from early so if you want to get a skill. You have to wait till you don't decide to go hard. We're going to ensure that they can study right in high school and get.
Hold on. So we can't get to another feed.
And I want to say quickly that this party is no woman. Some party don't believe in a woman power. They don't believe in a woman power. We have 22 women, 22 women representing the PNP in the next general election. Some party they are attacking the women, the young women in every constituency where we have decided. Women representing the PNP in the next general election. Some party don't know about that. And the JLP, they don't like that. So they are attacking the women, the young women in every constituency where we have decided that we want to represent the people. Some big strong back labor right man, I bully the woman them, and I tell them so they can't run, and I tear down with poster and have man a follow we. But they know say, we are blood and fire, comrades, and we not afraid of no boy, no girl, no day, nowhere, power. Comrades, Trelawney, are you ready? Are you ready? When we say time come for a better life for all Jamaicans, not just a few. With the Trelawney, because we are very, very sure that Trelawney not have comrades where nobody can fool up, nobody can trick up, nobody can switch up, nobody can turn down, but can turn wrong. Trelawney people, you must find your roots again. We don't make a little mistake the last time, but you now go so this a time, yeah. This a time, yeah. This time, yeah. Comrade River, from down, bank to bank, in a Trelawney.
March, we are march, 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 we are march.
Let me tell you now, the PNP is fielding a cadre of bright, competent, hard-working candidates who are going to form the next government. We are a team that will stand behind our next Prime Minister, Mark Jefferson Golden, when he takes the helm of government. And I want to bring to you one of the 22 women who will be representing the PNP in this next election. Out of Southwest St. Anne, a beautiful princess, with a gift of youth and competence and brilliance and commitment. Trelawney, welcome, Comrade Danishka Williams.
Mark Golden. No, you know nothing with you. If you're not saying nothing, Mark people. Friends with some people that's hopeless. And chat about the things on them school. I just saw them come from. Mark, you was to on your bread come from. I chill bump them want see man head pan. And when I slap them want see with it from.
Comrades of North Trelawney, Wagwan. Let me observe all the protocols, but a very special big up to the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Jefferson Golden. And we couldn't be in North Trelawney and don't big up the next Member of Parliament, Dr. Wickham McNeil. Comrades, I bring you greetings from Southwest St. Anne, a place that has been neglected for 9 years, and I am here to show them that time come for better. In Southwest St. Anne, we have a gentleman up there who he has not seen the people or the constituency since he was elected 9 years ago. Him don't go back on the ground. In December, when I was announced as the candidate, the gentleman said, "Cho, now go up on the ground." January, ma run up and down. February, everybody, ask everybody who want black tank. Fire there, mus tail. I know he thought it was cool breeze. Comrades, we are applying the pressure because if I don't know nothing else, I know time come. We are on the road and in every crevice and every corner of my constituency, just like yours, the people are signaling that they are ready for change in their constituencies. They are ready for a leader who they know they can trust, not just at the constituency level, but they are also ready for a prime minister who they know will deliver real and true change for the people of Jamaica who deserve better. Comrades, when I represent my constituents, it is not just the young people, it is not just the women, it is specifically the farmers. And we are ready for a government who is going to put farmers first, comrades, because it is the farmers that feed the nation, and we are importing way more than we need to. So we are ready for a government who is going to put the farmers first, and that government is the People's National Party. I saw a video last week with Dr. McNeil walking around trying to find the water in North Trelawney. My constituents in Southwest Centan have no water, and we are here to show them that the time has come for water in Southwest Centan as it has come for that in North Trelawney. Comrades, my students in Southwest Centan, we have 2 high schools. When they leave high school, they have to leave the constituency to find the next path, because we had Hart when Walford was MP, but the current guy removed it. I am here to let them know that we are not just bringing Hart, we are finding other ways to ensure that you can be certified and that the young people can figure out the next path so that they can move upwards to progress, comrades. Comrades, we're here representing a constituency. Comrades, we are representing the people, and we are sure that there is no other party to lead you forward than the People's National Party, than with Mark Golding as our next Prime Minister of Jamaica, comrades. The word is love.
Great ideas can come from anywhere. With Wix.
Lord, you know my time.
All right, comrades. PNP something nice. PNP something always nice. PNP something nice, bad.
Bad.
So, comrades, from Southwest St. Anne, I traveling to East Kingston and Port Royal to a man who is the connection boss. A man who make you can use one cell phone and call the next cell phone and say hello.
Oh.
The real Energizer Bunny, the man of energy. Trelawney, welcome. Member of Parliament and next Minister of Energy, Comrade Philip Fiani Palwell.
Hear me? See? Hold it. Comrades, good evening. Falmouth, nice tonight. Let me hail up the party leader, the next member of Parliament, Wickham, and all the leadership on the platform. It's good to be back in this wonderful
Oops, internet acting up.
Come on, don't do it. Come on, internet. Right, get it straight.
The volume gone.
Yes, well, I mean, what we are looking on, right? Let us speak a little until the technical difficulties being sorted out there. Just recently we have done Anderson poll, right? Because this sort of situation really make Dan Anderson bad enough. And where Dan Anderson claimed that the People's National Party just hold on to a lead of 3%. What I'm seeing here, and right now, let me say this, Jamaica Labour Party has their gathering, and Jamaica, may I tell you, say, up there, it 10. It 10. The camera can't move.
The camera can't move people. The camera just upon one spot so because it's thin. But when we look on this PNP gathering, I wonder where Dan Anderson got his poll from. Right? Where did he go to get, that number? I mean, through the length and breadth of Jamaica, I am telling you people because I have ears on the ground, and people calling me from various constituency and said, listen, Mystic Sensation, the people are done with Andrew Wellness. No Clarks can do it again. No promising can do it again. The last time I heard people that Andrew Wellness a plan to make Jupiter join with Earth, and so then we can have a bigger planet and have more money and more wealth. Some know say that the planet will roll out it. Where Andrew Wellness a plan to join Jupiter with Earth. Right? So in the meantime, if we can switch and go somewhere else, only switch and go somewhere else. Because we want to give it to the people, and want the people them get all of the juice, and the meat. So me now confident when me look on this and know, so well, what Dan Anderson say, man? Dan Anderson
understand the importance of solar energy. Your PNP government to be understands the importance of energy using the sun. So we're going to see across Jamaica, length and breadth, solar panels across the road. We're going to make sure that you can generate your own electricity. And when you're done, you can sell electricity to the grid. So we want to give you electric power in your hands so that you can determine your destiny in terms of energy. So that is one way of bringing down the cost of living. That is one way to get our economy to grow. And comrades, on the campaign trail, we are going to be rolling out for you the other steps to get our economy to grow. I want to big up Mark Golden. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Tell us why.
I have been a member of the parliament for 30 years. I look young still, but at 30 years, but there. Wow. And I have never met a more qualified, a more diligent, a more proficient lawmaker in the history of Jamaica like Mark Golden. And when many of us last week weren't paying attention, Mark was paying attention because he recognized the importance of people who do Airbnb, and he was able to save the day last week for those persons involved with Airbnb. So big up the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Falmouth. Good to be here. Love you. One love.
Any government, they can give themselves 230 and 300% increase and offer our civil servants 0%. A wicked government. Vote them out. The first female chairman of the People's National Party. She took over constituency from the most honorable Portia Simpson Miller. A strong woman, a dynamic woman. Falmouth, receive Comrade Dr. Angela Brown Bird.
March, we are march.
Comrades of Trelawney, how you doing?
Hey.
Comrades, as one who has inherited a constituency from Sister P, I want to start by saying that when I look out here tonight, I know that she is pleased with Trelawney. Because you and I know that it's a fair place to the truth. Yes. Yes. Comrades, tonight you have sent a message loud and clear to everyone that PNP is back in town. And what that means, Comrade McNeil, we are clear that whenever they decide to call it, we know what the results will be. Because time, them are going to get a beating. Them have to get a beating.
All right. Them must get
Comrades, it is clear that time come for a better life for all of you in Trelawney. So here what I come to say tonight now. Having recognized that, I feel good standing here because I realize that you have come out to send a message loud and clear. And it has been received here. And I know it has been received elsewhere. Comrades, the People's National Party, led by a Mark Jefferson Golding, is clear, very, very clear, that education is going to be that ladder that is going to take many of us out of poverty. And because of that, Comrade Golding, as the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, has committed that he's going to start at the foundation with early childhood education to make sure that every one of you with your child, your children, or your grandchildren, grandniece, nephew, whatever it is, that you will have in our early childhood institutions the resources that will help the teachers and the students to learn. The testing that is needed so you know exactly what is needed to make sure that they will learn. Comrades, when we look at what is happening in our primary schools, we recognize that the problem doesn't start there because too many of our children enter grade 1 not being prepared for grade 1. And so the first thing you have to do is to make sure that at the early childhood basic school level, when they leave, they are ready for primary school. Because if they are ready for primary school, if when they come to primary school, they can get at least one hot lunch free, because that is what Comrade Golding has promised to our students in our primary school. Then he's also going to make sure that the teachers are comfortable. He's also going to make sure that the resources, the testing, whatever the teachers need to teach, the testing, that too is done. What that means, comrades, is that no longer will we be looking at all 80+%, 85% of our students who leave high school and are wondering what can they do, because the level of education doesn't take them far enough. we are going to make sure that every child who enters the system, when they leave, we have done what we need to do to ensure that they can take their place in society, that they will either be trained and have a skill, they will either be ready for university, or they will be ready to actually start their own business. Comrades, this is a big deal for you and your family and all of our children, because education is where it begins. And we believe any school you start in, wherever you are from, you're living, shouldn't determine the outcome of education and therefore the prospects of your life. Included in all of that, comrades, Mark Golding is going to make sure that when you open your mouth and talk like a Jamaican, you know that you're talking in an official language. And what that means is that all of our children, whether you talk Patois or you talk the Queen's English, will feel that they are a Jamaican, worthy of all the policies being made by Mark Jefferson Golding, so that they can take their place in this Jamaica land we love. Comrades! You see the team? And the market alone. You see the team? Comrades! Comrades! We assure you the team, because Marky G must have a team, and a strong team, and our spokesperson on national security and next member of parliament for Southern Manchester, a real man, man of action, man of commitment, Comrade Peter Marcotte Bunte!
Comrades, Falmouth no normal this evening.
Make them all.
Comrade leader, comrades all, I can say as a former general secretary to the current general secretary tonight, put North Trelawney firmly in the column of the People's National Party. Comrades, I have not seen this energy on the road for the People's National Party since 2011, when we gave them a landslide beating. And I feel them are going to get a worse beating this time around. Comrades, you know, just before I came up on the stage, somebody sent me a little clip
Tired of using multiple platforms just to get paid? With Jobber Payments, you can easily handle your invoicing.
A man a call in for a talk show, and the man a say, look like PNP buy out Google. when you listen a little more, him say when him Google Andrew Onis, a pure scandal him find on Google. And when him Google Mark Jefferson Golden, him find a man clean as a whistle, clean hands and a pure heart.
Wait, what? Reality. No sublight around here.
No, this is a man, Andrew Onis, year after year after year, cannot get his integrity commission returns certified. This is a man who year after year after year put in state of emergency. All it doing is causing traffic jam at Lilliput. We go to St. James. Totally ineffective. This was a man by used car for police to embarrass them out the road. And now we see him buy used school bus to go kill off with school picnic them. I can tell you, them said I must send one to South Manchester. When I look, I see social media, say if you take one off of the wharf, them have to use wrecker, take it off of the wharf. Anyhow, you put school picnic at that, and you send them up a Pusey Hill, Victoria Town, Cross Keys, you're begging for trouble and some old bus. But it's just a PR stunt. Because right now, the labor ranks will promise anything. They will promise you everything. If Roger Clark was here, he would say, they would, if you complain, say Falmouth hot, them will promise for air condition Falmouth. Last year, them promised you city in a Clarkstown. In a local government, you know, hear not more about that election run. And it's the same thing going to happen with all of them empty promises they're making. The one thing them think them can run on now, in the last 6 months, the murder rate has been coming down. And we say big up the police for the excellent job they have been doing. But that is 6 months out of 10 years. Because when you look at the 10 years, more Jamaicans have been murdered under Andrew Onis' leadership in his 2 terms than under any other 2 terms in the history of Jamaica. That is not success. That is not success. So right now, comrades, I love the energy. I love the vibe. And I just want to carry this energy. They might try tire we out. They might try, them afraid to call it. Because them know the only 3rd term them going to have is the prison term. The prison term.
Not even the dogs that twist against the walls of Babylon shall escape the wrath I come to pour. And I shall
and
burn them continuously, for they never cease to oppress the poor. Oh, please, my cause, oh, Jah.
And that is not a threat to anybody. That is a call for justice. The billions of dollars being stolen from school picnic, from sick children at Bustamante, all the billions stolen. Yet when the little man thief a few pada aki because him hungry from King's house, him have to go jail for a month. But all of those who stealing billions, them figure jail for a much longer time and wear short pants. So me no make no apology for that. Justice is what demands it. So comrades, right now, them trying everything. Them take unqualified man and put a FID so him can conduct a thorough investigation of Andrew Horn's suspicion of illicit enrichment. The investigation that was referred to them for illicit enrichment. So they're doing everything to destroy the institutions of government and the anti-corruption. So the only way we can ensure that we get the truth and we know how it really go is to make sure we change this wicked and corrupt government and put.
All right. Okay. Microphone
The only way we can get justice for taxpayers in this country is to ensure that we put a new government in Garden House and we put a new prime minister in Jamaica House, one with clean hands and a pure heart. And then we will find out the truth of what has been happening for the last 10 years. Comrades, one love, one heart. Comrades, today, as I said earlier, Prime Minister Holness was in the constituency. I hear when he turned off the road and he was driving up to the function, when the car licked the first set of bump in the road and him bounce up and him head lick the car top, him say, but Tova, I thought you told me that you fixed the roads in the constituency. I want to go on, yes, sir. Comrades, on a serious note, Prime Minister Holness was here today commissioning or signing off one of the things them sign every day. You can hear me now? Yeah. He was here commissioning the North Coast Water Resilient Program. And I was listening keenly to it because you were talking about all the new pipes that were going to be laid and how much water was going to be delivered to Montego Bay or St. James and Westmoreland. But I want to tell you something. I have no problem with the North Coast Resilient Program. As you know, I have been calling for it. But I'm telling you, in phase one, if they don't have the conditions in there to resolve the water problems that we have in North Trelawney, they're going to have problems with me. Because you cannot be developing all this water out of the source of Martha Bray. And the people in Bounty Hall or Danieltown or anywhere them don't have water, they must give water to North Trelawney. And I'm calling on the Prime Minister. I'm calling on the Prime Minister. Wheel and come again and look at the contract in phase one and make sure that water is provided for the people of Trelawney. So, comrades, tonight we have a large string of people, but I want to tell you, time come in North Trelawney for proper roads. Time come for proper water. Time come for affordable housing. Time come for people to get the titles for their lands. Time come for a proper market. Time come for tourists to have policies that make them come off the ship so people can benefit from tourism. And time come for us to have linkages so our farmers can sell to the hotels and have a market and share in the tourism pie. So, comrades, time comes for good governance. And in closing, I want to say one thing to all of you. The last 2 weeks, for those of you that have been looking on TikTok, I have been searching Water Square, trying to find the statue of Usain Bolt. I've been trying to find a water fountain. I've been trying to find either little water because all I can see is cardboard. So, comrades, I want you, while you're here in your hundreds and thousands, help me to look for the monument for the historic Water Square because I'm offering a cash award for anybody who can find.
All right. All right.
For someone who was, thinking and considering a switch.
Back to that.
Comrade Dr. Wicker McNeil, you are going to be joining us on Duke Street where we march up together with the Prime Minister in front of we, you will be right beside me because you are my rumpanian long time. But only to tell him, say, he make one mistake, look while. You don't have to worry about the water project. Because them non there to put in that the water project. A Prime Minister, Mark Jefferson Golden, a put in that the water project. And Jelani, I go get the water.
March, we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on to progress. Time goes only along. How we not here.
Comrades, we are a united party. And when the PNP is united, we cannot be defeated. When the PNP is united, we cannot be defeated. And we are led by a general, one general secretary of the People's National Party. And the next member of parliament coming out of Westmoreland. A three out of Westmoreland we are take. We are take three out of St. Mary. And we are going for the two in a Trelawney too. Help me welcome our General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Champion. Everybody wave on the right hand. Put up your fist. Hey, Marky G, we don't know, so none of them not like me. See them all hype up, but that still not spite me. Holding a cut and cut through because I love in our heart. And none of them can.
Ease. Comrade leader, comrades all, greetings. I am not going to be long tonight. Tonight I am like John the Baptist. I am the forerunner for one who is to come after me, whose shoes I am not able to fill. And so tonight I just want to say to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, you can run, but you can't hide. Call the election, because anytime you call the election, if I go get a beating, he must get a beating. If I forget a beating.
March, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are march.
Look for a nice song. We should have done for ER. Therefore, iTunes and all of these places so people can hear it and get in the mood that they might try fight against. But later for them, because as the song say, we don't care what the labor rights say or what they say we are. I want you to get yourself ready to welcome a gentleman who a few years ago, when they were locking up poor people picnic, for a little draw weed, he went to the parliament and he decriminalized marijuana personal use so police can haul and pull nobody for a little draw herb. All me the guns of power. No. The person I'm bringing to you is a social justice champion. This party is founded on social justice. This party is founded on integrity. The person I'm bringing to you is clean as a whistle. He has clean hands and clean heart. He is certified.
And sign the code of conduct. Let them know that.
I want to bring to you a man that has been married to him wife for 30 odd years and still faithful. Every time him look at her, him still break out in a smile. I want to bring to you an equality champion, a caring leader, an economist, a legislator. Make welcome Mark Jefferson Golden.
Jamaica, time coming up. Time come. The date has finally announced. Everybody come vote for Mark Golden. Because of 4 leftists, we have the hand. Because of walk around district carton. Because of PNP. Because of PNP. Because of PNP. Because of 4 leftists, we have the hand. Because of time come. We have the hand. Because of PNP. Because of PNP. Because of hey, the other day Mark Walker running all over town. Everybody come out and just
yeah, man. All right. Everything was out of sight. Comrade Chairman, comrades on the platform, workers, warriors, foot soldiers, supporters of the People's National Party here in Falmouth Square. PNP River, come down, bank to bank.
March, we are march, now we are march.
Yeah, man, it's so nice to be here in North Carolina, in Falmouth again. And it look beautiful, trust me. I love the vibes, I love the energy. This man, Dr. Wickham McNeil, your next member of parliament. When my father first came to Jamaica, 1953, him come on a boat. And the man who was at the wharf in Kingston to meet my father was this man's father, Dr. Wickham McNeil father, Dr. Ken McNeil. So me and him and our families go back a long way. And when I became party leader and I wanted to build back the unity in the party, I knew that I needed a man like Wickham McNeil upside me. Because what? He is a wise man. He's a cool head. He is an even-handed and fair person. And he's a man who's had experience in the cabinet leading the tourism ministry with distinction. So when I was looking for a candidate here in North Carolina, and me and Dennis Meadows reason out the thing, and we say, yes, Wickham McNeil, we say, and Dennis come on board, and Wickham step up to the plate. My heart was full, because I knew I was bringing a very good man, a champion, here to North Carolina to represent the people. You deserve the best. You deserve somebody who is going to be in the tourism ministry, running things, because tourism is a vital industry for Jamaica and for Trelawney. And I say to you, what you have now is not worthy of this great constituency. The People's National Party should be back in control of North Trelawney so we can do the right things by the people. You hear what the man say? They must start water project using the water sources of Trelawney, but they're not looking about the water problems in Trelawney. What can go so? Exactly. That's not right, that's not fair. When we come to office, we have to deal with that issue. Because the people of Trelawney and North Trelawney and South Trelawney have been good. And have been good to the PNP in particular here, up in Falmouth and all over North Trelawney. So we must be good to you too. Comrades, the next PNP government has to focus on the real challenges facing the people. The challenges in education. One of the problems in education is absenteeism from school. The people them can't go to school every day because sometimes parents can't find lunch money or can't find the taxi fare or bus fare. So that is affecting the performance of the children in school. and it's affecting the productivity of the country and the country's future. So we have a positive program to deal with that. We are going to be providing a hot meal, a nutritious meal to every child who needs it in school, primary and secondary school. We're going to spend an additional $9 billion a year for the children of Jamaica. And who is going to get that money? The farmers of Jamaica will get that money because we're going to be buying the produce from the farmers to feed the school children them. So it's a win-win project that is going to help to transform rural Jamaica and uplift the people. And the same philosophy penetrates the RIDE program, which is our subsidy to help children to get to school where their parents are struggling to pay the cost of transportation for the children. We're starting with 20,000 children. We're not bringing in a 100-old bus to trick the people and so them providing any kind of rural transportation for school children. Comrade Bunting don't talk about that already. Our program is going to provide a subsidy, money to support that cost for the parents. And it's the taxi man them going to get that money, and the bus man them, the money going to run through the economy. Another win-win situation, because we are check wisely. The People's National Party is about empowerment, growth, and development of the people. We want the first and family scholarship. Any child who is the first child in that household, that family, to qualify for university or college will get a full scholarship under the People's National Party, the First in Family program. Why do we believe that's important? Because when that child gets that benefit, that child will help to bring up their brothers and sisters and save the family from poverty, and from poverty being handed down from generation to generation. We don't like them thing there. That is what we were. We were poverty. We were corruption. We were bad government. We love people. We not fight against people, but we war against those bad things. In housing, we're going to have at least 500 housing units built in each constituency. We plan to build 50,000 housing units in the first 5 years of our government. We're going to find public lands that are not used for agriculture, are not suitable for agriculture. We've already begun to identify those lands. I'm going to make those lands available to the public housing institutions like the NHT and the HAJ. And we're going to make affordable houses are going to be built on those properties. And when we sell those houses to the people, we're not going to charge them anything for the value of the land. So when you buy your house, you're going to get the value of the land free in the price of the house. You're going to be $2 to $3 million richer from your side in the same agreement. And if you can't find a deposit as a young person, which many young people can't find, we have our special young person deposit program where we're going to allocate $1 billion a year from the resources of the National Housing Trust. So that if you're a young person up to 35 and you've been contributing to the NHT for 2 years or more, you will be entitled to get a deposit grant, which you don't have to pay back, of $500,000 so you can become an owner of a house in the land of your birth. And we know that many people out there who are hustling money can't get a mortgage because they can't prove their income. They don't have a pay slip because they're self-employed, or they're employed to a small business that doesn't have a big accounts department to generate a pay slip. They might be a taxi driver. They might be a cosmetologist, a hairdresser, a barber, or just have a little food shop or a cook shop. We are going to say, you can come into ownership through being a tenant. We have the rent-to-own program for you. So you can't prove your income. That's not going to disqualify you. You can come into possession as a tenant, pay the rent, which will be equal to the monthly mortgage. And if you satisfy those obligations and you make those payments for a reasonable period of time, we're talking about 6 months, you will qualify for the loan. You'll be treated as having proved that you can service the mortgage, you can draw down a loan, you can buy the house, and you move from being a tenant to an owner of a piece of the rock. And for all those people who are living on land that they don't have title to, and they've been there for decades,
And they've built their houses on it and invested in it, but they don't have a title. We have the Porsche program. And we're going to provide titles. We're going to make sure that you can acquire the land for a very reasonable price. And you're going to get title for the land and become owners of the land. And for all those unfinished Operation Pride schemes around Jamaica, we're going to finish those Operation Pride schemes. We're going to complete the infrastructure. And we're going to make sure the people get them title because we want to make owners and people who can enjoy a good quality of life. And the Porsche program, we're talking about removing zinc fence and building proper sidewalks for persons with disabilities so people can live in dignity in this country. But to do all of these things, we have to get rid of this corrupt and wicked government. We need a government of integrity, a government in which the people can have trust and confidence. How can Jamaica be led for another 5 years by a man whose integrity declarations about his financial affairs cannot be certified by the main anti-corruption agency of the country? And they've referred that matter for further investigation to a law enforcement agency called the Financial Investigations Division, the FID. And what do you see happen? Somebody who publicly on radio was saying that the Prime Minister don't do nothing wrong. That is the man that put to head up the same FID to investigate the Prime Minister. And they changed the rules about who should be, what the qualifications were to get that position. Initially, when they advertised the position, you required 12 years of law enforcement experience, of which at least 5 of the 12 years had to be in a leadership position in law enforcement. And then they had qualified applicants, but they know who they wanted. They changed the requirements. Now they're saying they didn't even minute it. There was nothing in writing. It was just orally done. And then they get the person who they want, who is not qualified for the position. Time come, comrades. When I ask a question to you, what time is it? I want you to say, time come. What time is it? What time is it? Are you ready for a PNP government? Are you ready for Wickham Neil as your MP? Are you ready for Ayman Markiji as your Prime Minister? You sound like you're ready. You're
that's totally my thing. So I always add
power to the people. Power to the people, I say. God bless you all.
March, we are march, march.
Everyone ready to spider time. Blazing the fire with a shine. Come on, everyone ready to fire time. I'm the real fireman, the fireman. What is happening? Turn it up, 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 turn it up. Hey, yo, where you like that? 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 Where you like that?
We have no build back better than before. Everything that takes away, we have no bring back. We have no set it right and restore. Time.
Right? Jamaica. We have to break down this, but hold London 45 for a minute because we have to get back to London 45 and we have to dissect this. This panel have to dissect this. Now, when I look on the energy as it relates to what we have just seen, mighty God, let me say this, right? this is an indictment on Dan Anderson. What Dan Anderson came out with in terms of PNP 3% lead, right? This tonight is a testimony. And I know very well that Andrew Holness had tested the waters tonight, because Andrew Holness was also in Trelawney. And the political strategy that he used is to test, you understand, how strong he is. And I am telling you, Andrew Holness, right, get a shocker tonight. Because I tell you something, say, up a film place, you understand, Andrew Holness changed it from a meeting and call it workshop. No, you are getting information. You changed it now from the political campaign and call it a workers' meeting, because people want me say, I want to see the energy. I want to see the energy as it relates to People's National Party. But I want to tell you something. The main points as it relates to what we had gotten out of that and the mission of the People's National Party, right, is to make sure that as it relates to wealth, the opportunity of wealth, right, meets its equilibrium, that people get the equal opportunity, right, to create wealth. That is democratic socialism and away with crony capitalism. Can you just imagine as it relates to what Lollipop want to do into Parliament, want to pass, right, as it relates to the rafting act that affect the tourism, the little piece of food, right, as it relates to Airbnb and other people who are just on the outskirts, right, making their little money, right? They want to take it away. Crony capitalism want to take it away. Because according to them, they are losing 30% of the business. And so 30% of the business, right, poor people are getting that. And so they don't want poor people to become a stakeholder, right, of the tourism pie so it can be shared. You see how wicked and cruel Jamaican Labour Party is? Yeah? Crony capitalism. This is what we're talking about, and that's why we talk about democratic socialism. What does it mean? Democratic socialism is to know that, okay, we create opportunity so that all, not only rich, not only poor, every single Jamaican can have an opportunity, right, where they can be a stakeholder in the economy, but they can contribute to Jamaica and the benefit that they can get in terms of them participate and all of us being a stakeholder in the country economy. And what we have seen Lollipop had done. But again, I tell you that Mark Golden on it, Mark Golden panelists, Mark Golden Pinks, Mark Golden melting pot, catch on and to what the Jamaican Labour Party wanted to do, and Mark Golden said, no, the tourism pie must share up. What you are tempted to do is to pull the wolves over people's eyes. Mark Golden, now, let me tell you something in terms of the love and the passion that Mark Golden has for Jamaican people. It is Mark Golden stand up so that the Jamaican Labour Party don't manipulate the Constitution. Because, trust me, if Mark Golden didn't stand up and shield us, we would have been suffering. All our rights would have been stripped. All our rights would have been stripped away by the Jamaican Labour Party. Wicked and Jones, wicked. 100% pure evil. But I tell you something, people. Tuesday, when I come out on Tuesday, because I'm doing some research for my people, and so far, some things that I have unearthed. You see, Tuesday when we run out and push it out. People, look here. You see, that information, Jamaican Labour Party is not going to have any place in our political process, because we are going to prove to the Jamaican people that it is a criminal network working actively under the disguise of a political party. Use them. Tell them, make them know that Tuesday when Mystic Sensation run out, right? It is going hell to pay in terms of what we are going to reveal. Jamaica Labour Party, member within the Jamaica Labour Party cabinet, right? Big job done. But let me just hold it back. Tuesday fire, you know, living fire, blue flames. So then, let me just ask Melting Pot as it relates to, let me begin with Speaks for a while. You understand? Change it around a bit. Lady Speaks, you have just feel there as it relates to the high energy of the People's National Party. And when you look over the Jamaica Labour Party side, talk to us.
Well, all I have to say, I can't wait until tomorrow when we take the baton from Sam Shaft Square and go all the way down into Hanover. Because we have that leg. It's a relay,
Yes.
And we have our schedule set up. It's a relay. And on Sunday, we have another one in Manchester. Manchester going to have this big campaign in Manchester. So let me tell Andrew Holness this. On the thin out, on the lose weight. Hey. PNP fat. And rolling and rolling and rolling. Look at Palmer Square.
Oh my
Look
God.
at Palmer. Look at Palmer.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And when I think about tourism, as someone who spent most of my life living in the tourist capital, right? When you see these new hotels coming up now, the quality of service, because sometimes I go into these locations to do business, and when I go there and I'm asking for lunch, the quality of service there is not the same as what I'm used to. So these hotels are coming up now, the quality is not there.
Wow.
Many rooms are coming up. Nice to have many rooms, but the quality of service is not the same as the older hotels. So the A&B people, them, I know, and the villas, I know you have quality service. And tourists look out for quality service because most tourists now come to Jamaica, they want to explore. They want to experience us. They want to meet Jamaicans. They want to eat rundown and roast breadfruit. They want the authentic seasoning, jerk seasoning, the jerk pan seasoning with the bread and the pepper and everything. They don't want the one in the hotel. They want certain things like the pudding man in St. Ansby will have the nice calming pudding with the plush on top. And they want the nice potato pudding. They want the drops, they want the peanut drops, coconut drops, they want the authentic food, they want the ackee and saltfish, they want ackee and callaloo. They don't want the hotel food. Hotel food, the new hotel food don't taste like hotel. Quality done. It's not there. It's not there. And then the sad thing, for years they've been importing chefs to cook our food, to serve our tourist people. That makes no sense. And our Jamaican chefs are not being employed. Just like how right now Babs Grange employ these Dominicans and Spanish speaking people to sing our Bob Marley music in the Spanish hotels.
Yes.
Remember in COVID, Andrew Holness employed, got over 30 people from DR, Spanish speaking people to deal with gardens and bedrooms in the Spanish hotels. So I don't know if it requires Spanish to cut grass.
Yes.
Or to make a bed and clean a bathroom. And our Jamaicans here wanted to work in COVID, the height of COVID.
Exactly.
This man don't love us. This man Andrew don't love us. He hates Jamaicans.
Yeah, this is exactly crony capitalism working. And let me say this. Because last month right? Many of the hoteliers, they are complaining that they had lost 30% of their profit. And this is what it is about, right? And they are blaming Airbnb, you understand, for taking away that. And so then what they do now in terms of Andrew Holness and his kleptocratic government supporting the PCOJ and the crony capitalism, you understand, is siding now, want to draft policy, you understand, to definitely, you understand, put the Airbnb under pressure. You understand what I'm saying? That is
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying to you is that what the hotels need to do is look at the quality of their service that they're now offering to the tourists instead of and look at it as competition with the Airbnb and try and offer a better service if they can.
Yes.
And give the tourists a choice between wanting to stay between the Airbnb and the hotels. As I said before, the quality of the hotels now, the new hotels, is not up to par as to what it used to be, the older hotels. You understand me? And you see right now too, the Juta drivers and the J-car drivers are under pressure right now because every year they have to pay for a spot to park in the hotel to get tourists. So I want the tourists to know this, when you go to a hotel and you charter a taxi, the taxi driver has to pay the hotel a fee to park there, and the fees are very high. That is why when the tourists come here and they're complaining about the high taxi fares, that is the reason the hotels are causing it. So that's the other reason why the people don't want, when tourists find out, they don't want to stay at the hotels.
Yes.
They rather stay at the Airbnb where the taxis are cheaper.
Yes. The
You
government
have to pay those parking fees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do believe that the government should support the people, should support the citizenry. Because number one, as it relates to all-inclusive hotels, right? We shouldn't be doing all-inclusive. The government should ensure that every citizen, you understand, become a stakeholder as it relates to the economy, as it relates to under the umbrella of tourism, right? And those people who are doing the crafts and so forth, that the pie equally share. You understand? Do away with all-inclusive and have where the guests travel to the hotel for accommodation because they are getting the benefits for
Exactly.
Allow the guests to go out, you understand, buy from the local crafts, you understand, because when the local craft people get the money, it is going right back straight in our economy, and circulate in our economy and support the small business people.
Right.
But this government now want to cut it off. This government want to cut it off and develop it into my goal and catch him. Right? And again, we praise Mark Golden for this.
Yeah, man.
Right? Coming in the space melting pot.
Why, me I tell you, when me see in front of my eyes tonight,
Aye.
my eyes wide open. Why me that thing say a river come down bang to bang, but no, brother. This a mountain come down, come meet mudslide, come turn landslide. A landslide me a look pan.
Of course.
Clear and obvious. No two ways about it. So I'm gonna hope them can, find some form of comfort in themselves tonight. I know so well then. Might as well call the election because that's stare in front of our eyes. And I sure know when them look on it, them can't see nothing where gonna make them eye becomes colorblind one color. See it? All fruit ripe, me I talk about. Nothing green where young. All fruits ripe tonight. Valmont turn up, man. Me I tell you, brother. Long time in see them type of episode here in a Jamaica political landscape. Because you see the resurgent, when people see a good leader, man, it re-energizes the people and interest again into what I didn't know politics used to be like.
Yes.
When neighbors used to be friends, sweep out one another, play a game of domino, drink white rum and milk, and just watch the score as it come in.
There
You
you go.
understand?
There
These
you
are
go.
the glory days of our politics, when politics
Yeah.
used to nice. So tonight, me I tell you, the people, me like the look of it. Yeah? Because the look what me say, all it I do it just confirm my prediction, 63 and oh.
63 and oh.
And that is not a no. That is not a no. 63 and oh.
63
You understand?
and oh. So the
Yes,
over.
yes, my brother. Because me I tell you, the people, yeah, is all for the new, invigorated, the newly created People's National Party under Sir Mark Jefferson Holding.
Oh, yes.
Along with the stalwart like Dr. Drayton Campbell.
Oh, yes.
Along with people like Peter Bunting. Yeah, them old heads there. Yeah, wise to the cause. Yeah, when I look and see all my, MP. Yeah, because Angela Burke, and she control Mama P place, and Mama P place are my place. One place never live in a Jamaica. You understand? Born and grow. Straight. So me have a bigger up. Yeah. I know she have that wrapped up already, because that's untouchable, So the only thing me want to say to the people them now, in and around the People's National Party, these boys are some sneaking snipers. I don't want them catching off guard, I want them ready for them.
Make sure.
Because when Andrew see this thing, him like to pull a rabbit out of the hat and try to catch people off guard, because he's a chess master. Well, me, I'm going to make Andrew know so no chess not play around here, so. Yeah? I damn know. That's why you see how the PNP them pose up pound tonight. I damn know I play around here, so the PNP thing turn up. Hey, me love the look at it, man. You think Jamaica people can be fool and blinded all day of them life? With a guy come around with a bag full of a brother Nancy style and Tukuman style, tricking the people and playing game and laugh after like, and going back in I house up in the hills.
Exactly.
That now go around us no more.
No.
The people them realize that them going back to their roots, their foundation.
All right.
And it all begin with the People's National Party. The first party to represent people in politics in Jamaica. So the people them find back them roots. And a long time, the people them no feel them type of energy. The energy a quench all the people them thirst. And you don't expect them to get hot with the combustibleness around them. But no, it's a different type of climate to reach the people them. Instead of eat a prosperity breeze, people them church quench.
Well,
Them feel something back within them system that has long gone. Over 9 years, 9.5 years, the people have never joy. Hey, me don't tell us the program has where it's at, Who remember where it's at with Era Lee? A Friday evening, thank God it's Friday. Boy, me I tell us the music will play out of Falmouth tonight, man. Turn up the place, man.
Yes.
How you say, man?
Yes.
All mama cow supposed to give milk down in one pastor, right,
She better go back in the graveyard.
Mama cow supposed to give milk down in some pastor with thick step and all them thing there. Hey, that is one in the column for the People's National Party. Yep. And as the time, carry on and the journey prolong, we are going to see the same type of turnout. You understand? I will just tick off the seat them. Because you can't put thinness to thickness, No. In order for you dilute this thickness for me, I see, I forget about 10,000 gallon of thinner. That still not look like it can work, brother. Yeah, see? So right now, kudos to the People's National Party, the hard work that has been done over the years to bring it to this level of crescendo. And now we are seeing that the fruit is ripe on the tree.
Oh
we do have people with the we can't take off. Me can't take off my glass and when me look, me still see the ripe fruit. Cause remember, you know, you can't eat green fruits, you know. You have to wait till it's ripe.
Yes.
And you don't have no choice. You have to wait until it's ripe. When it's ripe, time come, my people. And I you got the floor. Yeah, man.
Listen. Powerful punches from Spinks, powerful punches from Melting Pot. Trust me, our panel, tough and ready. Now, let us get back to our girl, London. Oh, definitely poking Andrew Honest, but she's speaking the truth. Let us have London finish her statement. Go ahead, London.
I need to know where's the 30 million USD dollars that you say secure that you borrow from the World Bank. We want to know what about the Chinese that said they're going to build a school. What about that? Now you're going to come say it's taxpayers' money in 2025? Mr. Olis is from 2019. You promised us these STEM school. And you take the money, enriching yourself and your family and have poor people aside. Refuse to build low-income houses so we can live somewhere. And then they're going to come out here.
Let me just stop with you and straighten your argument in terms of the way I said. All right. Now, when you listen to London, right? Speaking about the STEM school that Andrew Honest promised, science, technology, engineering, and maths. What is important in terms of what she said is that Andrew Honest had gotten the money. And when I heard that from her, right? I tell you, I went to my bed and I slept on it and asked my wife. I got up roughly about 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Because something arrived me and said, Mystic Sensation, research that. Research that. And I got up. And my friend, let me show you what I had researched. Bring it up. JIS, STEM education. We are going to show what London had spoken about is 100% right. But when we're done tonight, we are asking the Integrity Commission investigators to get on our one here. Now here it is, people. So she's not telling any lie. STEM education remains a government priority, right? And this was September 2, 2024. Let us get into that to show you how this man is such a deceiver. But we want to ask him where the money there. Prime Minister, the most honorable Andrew Honest says science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Education remains a priority focus area for the government in driving national development. We say, you are 100% evil. As I come to him, open quote, we are investing. We have said we are going to be building 6 new STEM schools. Those schools will not be operating under the Education Act as it presently is. We will develop a new scheme of management to facilitate these, a new hustling scheme. You're talking about, Mr. Warner said. He was addressing students, staff, and parents during Jamaica College orientation session for first-year students on Monday, September 2nd, start of 2024 to 2025 academic year at the institution, Old Hope Road campus in St. Andrew. People, I want you to listen to this. Noting that STEM education is the way of the future, yes. Prime Minister Honest said the government is now putting financing in place to construct the 6 schools program for development. I want you to listen to people. People, I want to listen to, probably will not get it. But let me read back over the paragraph. Noting that STEM education is the way of the future, Prime Minister Honest said the government is now putting financing in place to construct the 6 schools program for development. And now, as we speak, Andrew Honest not building 1 school in a people. We could get looking at this. What we need to be providing to the market from the education system are students that are trained in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. He emphasized. Now, people, let me tell you something. I realize that Andrew Honest talk all the good things that what you want to hear. And because he knows that these are the things that you want to hear, the snake oil salesman will tell you all the things what you want to hear, but his action is contrary to his words. I want you to listen keenly and show you how wicked and vicious this man is. This man said to the people to leave, he spoke in Parliament, to leave the Integrity Commission investigators, let them do their jobs. And no one should interfere with the Integrity Commission or any of the investigating authority.
And that goes for the opposition.
And that goes for the opposition as well. And Jonas, you are the one in that investigation, you're saying, no. And I'm asking the Integrity, please, Integrity Commission, I am asking you to investigate this when I finish tonight. What we need to be providing to the market from the education system are students that are trained in science, yes, because they know so we want to hear that, so you tell me that. Technology, engineering, and mathematics, he emphasized because they know so we want to hear that we want our children, you understand, to do good in the future. So I tell you all of this, but you're wicked, where they putting their money there. And that more ask you, where they putting their money there? Where the school, you get the money, you know. We go show the people in Jamaica, so you get the money, you know. You get the money, you know. No, noting that this is only possible through the development of quality human resources. Mr. Owners reiterated that Jamaica's future, its economy has always been and will continue to be even more so dependent on the quality of the human resources that we produce. Yeah, man, you can't talk all the big talk and the fancy thing where you want to talk, you understand, and the poison where you throw to Jamaican people, you wicked bastard, you. If Jamaica is to move from being low wage, we should know that Jamaica need to move from the low wage, low productivity, low growth, and economy into a high wage. But hold on. Because I just remember something when I talk to time. You understand? If Jamaica is to move from being a low wage, low productivity, low growth, no, hold on, honey. Look, him run out what day and say him carry on poverty from 18% to 9%. So that means to me, and anybody who would listen critical thinkers, would say that he have all of those areas of concern working very well. Unemployment down low, you understand, more people employed, and all of that. And what am I saying that this now? Yeah? And you say the economy is going great, and crime is down, and what am I saying? Open quotation. If Jamaica is to move from being low wage, low productivity, a low growth economy into a high wage, high growth, high productivity economy, investing in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics is critical. This is another piece on your own foot. Now I'm talking a piece upon your own foot. No wonder why I blame the People's National Party. You understand, say the People's National Party were in a power 2011 with the Jeep, and now realize that him were in a power. You know, now really and truly, my goal and get your head.
Yeah, man.
No, it look like my goal in London 45. I hit him. Well, my goal in London 45, living in Antoinette's head rent free. Want to hear that panel? We must be generating every year to our market, to our industries, the skills needed to take up the jobs that will come into the next 20 and 30 years. He underscored. No. He may say income poverty from 18% to 9%, take it away, and we could show Jamaica saying get the money. You think me around for them tonight? But one Integrity Commission investigators go on, run on pan our nine. More trouble they have feel backside, you know. You think me around for them? Is she here? Yeah. No one Jamaica for no set. You get the money, you know. No one Jamaica for no set. And I like London, I tell you, minute. Yeah? No Jamaica, you come follow me now. See what I go on here? This is November 2023 now. On the listen of people. Here it is. Government secures 4.6 billion loan to fund STEM high school roll out of education management system. Bungarang there tonight. That's why me left some very serious issues for Tuesday. Because I'm the deal with the Bangarang after tonight. I don't want to pack up too much Bangarang pan this Bangarang I want me have tonight. Want to see the people? You understand? But I believe the mystic sensation attacking us. See the truth there. More present the truth. Government secured 4.6 billion loan to fund STEM high school rollout of education management system. So what the words secure me no honey? No mean same thing. Yeah? Look how good on the detail. Look how good on the detail. Yeah, look how good on the see that? See that there? See that?
Sign off agreement.
Sign off agreement, you know. See that? Sign off agreement. Playable ministry. Right of finance. We're not there anymore. See that?
Check for yourself.
Sign off agreement, you know. So Andrew want to just get them the money, you know. We want to pay the money here there. Now, let me tell you something. The government of Jamaica and the World Bank have signed an agreement for US 30 million in conversion or equivalent $4.6 billion loan in a people. That will be used to build Jamaica first science, technology, engineer, and mathematics focused high school as well as fund the role out of Jamaica education project, you know. Okay, that's how we get. You go and show Jamaica say to get the money. Me only want to show Jamaica say, yeah, man, you get the money. So they know me a hearts. Me know the hearts, Andrew. A system school you're supposed to build it. We are in 2025. You got that money from 2023. Where is the people money? Where is taxpayers' money? Because the taxpayers are up here about that, you know. Andrew, let me tell you. The money that you borrow from World Bank to build the same school. Let me tell you. I see, please, if you know, I hear me tonight, I see look into this, please. As a matter of fact, I'm well serious, you know, because I'm going to talk to Rattigan. Me, they go talk to Rattigan in the morning. Me a call Rattigan and say, Rattigan, run an AI upon this. ATI, access to information. Me, right now, I know, say Rattigan and listen to me, you know. So, Ratty, no one you run.
And that you call early morning deep dive. Yes. That you call early morning deep dive.
We want to know where the money are there.
Yeah, man, this is underground, underwater exploration, you know. To dig out them facts here and come up with them finding, you know, general.
So, where is the melting pot? A scuba diving, man. A scuba diving.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. It's your ear tank. Your ear tank can serve all 5 hours underneath water, you know. God, deep diving them, my brother. This a underwater exploration to find them. Yeah. Hey, we Andrew do with all the money where him really get. Eh?
Well,
him did run out, you know, and I talk about the STEM school.
What are the melting pot? Because I'm going to make you continue. You understand? Now, just take on the lead and push it out. You understand? And then after you, then we have Spinks address it. Go ahead, melting pot.
Yeah, you know, and it's related to this vast amount of money. Yeah. Because, you know, we all here when them come out, you know. And I made the announcement, for the 6 STEM school. And we are wonder then, we really have a go on, because I'm saying I go draw for the brilliantest them, So, all the champion them and them school, William leave them at top, and them I go in at them STEM school, And we didn't even say then, him never say, well, he might build one in a Kingston and St. Andrew, and more like out in the rural places, them. Yeah, but we know you're not more about the STEM school thing. But Andrew did not say that he got 30 million US at the time.
Yeah.
Amounting to 4.6 billion Jamaican dollars.
Yes.
And I mean, Andrew can't say nothing more because we see the sign off agreement. So we know him get the money.
Evidence.
You understand? That is the evidence right there and then. You understand? And picture don't lie. You understand? There is the former Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark.
There you go.
We know him control the purse. You understand? So we are asked the question again to Andrew Holness. Where are all these monies? And for you to be now saying that these funding going come from the taxpayers. No, taxpayers supposed to be paying back, but not be funding it. You support them STEM school, they're supposed to well on the way in construction,
Exactly.
Based from the time, where we are looking,
You have got any money for it?
Right. We are going back all the way in September. Yeah, the second 2023. You understand? Now we are almost at September 2025. And no ground, no break. No, it look like him never want. But you see, that's why we are talking about say that man don't make no school, That man don't do nothing for education. But you notice this part him go make that big speech there. Up I'm thief in French school, Jamaica College, up the real ready there,
Yes.
You understand? Him couldn't go nowhere else. Him couldn't go down a prairie or then down below the road. Eh? Him have to go up there, so. I couldn't practice and go up a campion. Him have to stop I'm friend old stomping ground. You understand? Yeah, man. But Andrew Wallace have to come talk to upon them money, Yeah,
Well,
so we have been the IC now to start looking to them deep diving exploration, when Mystic Sensation are put out, yeah? And just keep them in on the file, Because they might try some little hanky-panky thing for run a thing called statute of limitation. So we don't want you put out them upon them yet. Yeah? Because we want things for all but the garbage in front of the court, So if them feel like Strike 5 can make him get where off all of them murderous crime when committing in our country as it relates to thieving the money out of the country. Yeah? It not gonna work. Here are freshly new evidence that we are going to use and hold him to account. When can't stick nor twist, might be just stand up on a military style of thing when the time come. Because Marky G warned them about this corruption, You understand? And them think a joke is Marky G depend, But remember, Marky G have the brains and the knowledge and the expertise to know, say, substance there in them thing for hold them nastiness when the right time come. So they might try them little 3-card trick and use a little corrupted DPP for assist them and some people where them put in some strategic position. Like some people where you use as pilot. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, but it not gonna work. We have to hold them. Them people can't take. Hey, so when you look on it now, so I'm 3 trillion, them gone with it. We don't glass the 3 trillion,
Yeah.
But when you dive up and bring up them, and you add them, you have more than the 3 trillion gone. No wonder. This
is pretty much serious, and this is not a joke, because you're going now. The Auditor General, right, definitely need to check out this. Because it's the situation where the Jamaica Labour Party, right, received this money. They had gotten this money. And you realize that Nigel Clark gone left the country now. Right? Everything signed off on. So I am saying not one STEM school don't build a six him supposed to build. He's supposed to build
No ground no broke yet, Byron. You talk about build no ground no broke yet.
This is very serious, my brother.
Nothing but shoveling a buyout time money for break the ground.
You understand?
So the Auditor General has to jump on this. And we are going to push the button for this to be investigated.
Yeah, and I will say the LGTB money will come down, the $1.5 million US that need to investigate too.
Yes.
And all the grants that will come from in the COVID time, that all of them they need to investigate because the band not get no money as we Andrew Wallace are saying.
Yes.
As some serious international crime Andrew Wallace have right up to him neck where international people are going to hold him accountable for. Him can't take the money and just walls after the sunset and do nothing with it. These people don't work like that. So if Andrew thinks like the little local people where him have around him can set him free. Him make a wrong mistake. Him have a next guest coming outside. Yes, like how in the Dodos Saga and US did one Dodos. I saw them go want Andrew. I saw them go want enough more around him. It's only a matter of time. That's why we can't leave out the word time. And time is that thing that must come. And I yield back the floor to the lioness, make to bite them again.
All right, blessings with that. I mean, Spinks, when we look at this is extremely serious because the Auditor General has to get on top of this. The Integrity Commission investigator have to look into this. We have evidence that Andrew Owners, the Jamaica Labour Party, right, indeed had gotten the money, right, from 2023. And you are going to tell me 2024 and into 2025 and no ground no break. So then Spinks, come in and speak on the matter.
I want to talk to Andrew's parents before I even say anything on this issue.
Yes.
I need to ask his mother and his two fathers. You see?
Three. Don't leave out the one on a majestic yard. Now 3 now.
Okay, the three fathers of what Andrew have, and the one mother them have. I want to ask him a question. When only used to send Andrew go shop, you used to care about the change?
You don't look so. No. You don't look so.
Because the thieving have to start somewhere from just saying, from you was a child, You can't just get up as an adult and start thief left, right, and center, so.
This is crazy.
No man. Andrew, why you so thief? When Jen said come out and say thief and liar, two first cousins,
yes,
walk together. Anytime you see a liar, you must find a thief. Anyway, you see a thief, you must find a liar. No, the other point I want to make is this, I remember some time ago I was in a restaurant eating, and I overheard a conversation, a young lady talking about how she have 3 men, and how when she want to buy one fridge, she tell the 3 man them say she want the one fridge, and she buy one fridge with the 3 man different money, and she show the receipt for the fridge or the one fridge to the 3 different man and tell them say I them buy the fridge. Now Andrew, at the same can't give me a work, You get money from Chinese, you get money from World Bank, and you want to get money from us to pay for the 6 schools. And then you're going to walk with one receipt now to the World Bank, to the Chinese, and to us and say, see, they're building 6 schools. But unfortunately, the way you so thief like your forefathers them, because I remember way back when we just became independent, our colonizers gave the first prime minister of this country some money to build some schools, and I know we don't see the schools them built yet.
Mighty God.
Try remember what Bustamante did. The same thing. He got money from England to build schools for us. And I know the schools in the bill yet. Right? And you see now, and to come back and doing the same thing like Bustamante.
My
Not even the land is identified. Yet this man took bulldozers and bulldozed down people's houses.
Can you imagine?
And his wife did the same thing too. Bulldoze on a woman's farm. A woman who has her children. A woman who is a female farmer in this country. His wife bulldozed down her own farm. And the land did not belong to Miss Juliet Oldest either. That property belonged to the government. And she took bulldozer down on that woman's property that she rented from the government to plant banana, to send her children to school. Because that woman didn't want to depend on a man. Do you understand me? And when you see like people like that, like Jezebel behavior, like Jezebel spirit, where you see people have something and you convict them for it. People, hardworking people, and you convict them for it. And you want to tell me something now, you have the future of our children. Why Andrew always hate education so much? As the former Minister of Education, why you want this generation to be nonce and uneducated just like our former colonizers? And then you have the heart to have them over that side tell us that we have a master mark when our leader want us to be educated and to be informed, want us to have the best education in 2025 going forward. And this man got money from two sources, the World Bank and the Chinese. Gave him money to build 6 schools and not even in his constituency, not even a basic school.
This is serious.
Andrew, man, Andrew, you need to go down for this one too. IC, FID, TAJ, all of the agencies need to come out and say, no, Andrew, no. Where is the money? We need to know where is the money for the 6 schools. And as my friend Melting Pot said, we know the COVID grant, started one of your businesses, because in the height of COVID, you start a new business. The IC report told us that already. And we want to know where you got that money from to open that business when everybody else was closing them doors and every corner shop was closed.
Exactly.
And everybody was unemployed or going through a rough time. In the middle of COVID, you open a new business. Andrew's parents, I need to ask you something. When he was a child, when he said he go shop, he used to care about the change to quick phone. Because him have to start learn to steal from that age. To be at this age and just scraping left, right, and center. So every ministry is damaged, Every ministry is damaged. Our athletes are leaving. Our cricket is gone. Our football is gone. Oh, I mean, everything is gone. Every ministry is affected. Andrew, no man. Prison term loading. Prison term loading. And Peter Bounty endorsed current leaders' statement, Prison term loading. All 49 are only. Because it's 10 are only now the IC come out with as and confirm. No. Out of the 49, 10. And the other 39 keeping their keeping their 10 secrets, you're all complicit.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because if I steal something and Melting Pot knows about it and keep the information from the authorities, he's just as guilty.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
So all 49 of you, bangle up to uno.
Yeah,
All right. You finished, Binks?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I finished now. Yeah.
Let me get into more concerning matters here, right, as it relates to NHT and the viciousness of what Andrew, right, had done with the National Housing Trust. Hey, look here. When I say that this man is 100% pure evil, people, I am not joking. Want to take it from me. Not joking. Now, let us get into this. I want to show you something, and that's why I definitely do a deep dive, right, and get to the source of the information and deal with a chronological organization so you can see where I'm going from A, B, C, D, just like that. So, I mean, down to a basic school child can understand my presentation. Now watch this now, people. Let us show you the viciousness of Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. Right? Let us talk about the National Housing Trust. So let us get to Jamaica Observer, National Housing Trust, what it was and supposed to be. Let us get into that. Break it down for the people. This is how vicious. Hey, let me tell you something. Andrew Holness, you are going to pay for this. Regardless of what you are going with and all of that, you can see that your own people are taking themselves away from you because your own people, they found you out. Now, let us read my people. March 24, 2018, Bruce Golden, National Housing Trust, what it was supposed to be and what it has become. Now I want to listen now, people. Bruce Golden. No. This is under Andrew Holness administration. No. Let us get down into the detail, people. Let us get down into the detail. It was first term member of parliament. I was a first term member of parliament still in my 20s when Michael Manley established the National Housing Trust in 1976. That's why sometimes, you understand, me not really to hit Bruce Golden that hard, because Bruce Golden inherited the evil of the Jamaica Labour Party. Initially, it was stuck into the National Insurance Act, but was given its own statute in 1979. It was to be funded by compulsory wage-related contributions by both employees and employers. The purposes and objectives of the NHT, as explained at the time, were crystal clear. When you hear that, people, were crystal clear. So what was the objective? The objectives are as follows: to finance the building of houses and provide mortgage loans to enable employee contributors who could not otherwise afford to do so to own a decent house. Now, the trade union insisted, as a condition of their support, that the NHT should reside within the portfolio of the Prime Minister. They were adamant that the funds should be used for no other purpose than to assist the contributing workers to own a home, and that the process of selecting beneficiaries be kept free of partisan political interference only the Prime Minister directs control, they felt, could provide that guarantee. That mandate has been severely disturbed in recent years. More than $400 million was used to establish Emancipation Park, and close to $100 million is spent each year to maintain and operate it.
Seriously?
No, Jamaica. No, hey, let me tell you something. Hey, right now, we just feel like, no, this is just,
That's not tax dollars.
this just gone beyond the core of wickedness. So then, under Andrew Holness-led administration, poor people to suffer.
Somebody's bank book and taking out their money because that's not tax dollars contract.
Right?
That's people's money that they're putting into a fund towards a home. It's not tax dollars.
Yes, so under GMP administration, poor people must suffer, man. They must suffer. Right? Now, I can read back that one. I can read back that one. The mandate has been severely disturbed in recent years. More than $400 million was used to establish Emancipation Park, and close to $100 million is spent each year to maintain and operate it. It is undoubtedly a fabulous addition to the landscape of corporate area and was justified by a board interpretation of the provision in the law which authorized the NHT to provide social services and physical infrastructure for communities in which it has developed housing projects. The same interpretation can be used to justify the NHT investment in 2004 of another $400 million, which it has since written off in the Central Wastewater Treatment Company to treat raw sewage that was being dumped right into the Kingston Harbor. However, in 2005, $5 billion was diverted from the NHT to finance education transformation project, the importance of which cannot be questioned, but it was outside the NHT purpose and the law had to be specially amended to facilitate it. Then came 2030, when the government decided to withdraw $45.6 billion from the NHT over 4 years for budgetary support. And let me explain this now to people. This is Portia Simpson time, right? And why Portia Simpson had to go into it as it relates to $45.6 billion to use. Because remember, as it relates to what Bruce Golding had done in 2011, in 2007 to 2011, right? And the fallout with the IMF. And so then the People's National Party, right, as it relates to, didn't have the money to pay civil workers and so forth and go through the process in terms of begging Maxine Walters to speak to the IMF and get loan. And so then have to provide that amount in the budget to shore up the budget. You understand? That was a one-time use that done by the People's National Party. Now watch this now. Something that is clearly extraneous to the NHT mission, but was stoutly defended on the basis that the fiscal consolidation, here's what is explaining now, was a national imperative, which is true. When those drawdowns came to an end in 2017, the new government extended them for 4 more years. So remember now, you know, right? Portia Simpson used it for a one-time purpose, right? And here it is, right, where it says clearly in 2017, the new government extended them for 4 more years. This is what Andrew Holness has been doing, you know, with the NHT money, you know. And as a matter of fact, Andrew Holness is taking billions of dollars out of NHT on an annual basis since he has been in power. Now, watch this paper. All told, almost $100 billion will have been diverted from the NHT defined purpose over a 15-year period. This is equivalent to over 28,000 mortgage loans at the current average amount for new loans of 3.4 million. By 2021, it will be represent almost 30%, you know, of the total contributions paid into the NHT since its in inception. There are other instances in which NHT funds have drifted away from their intended purpose of addressing the housing needs of contributors. In 2003, the NHT made advances to the Harmony Cove project, which with accrued interest now stand at 1.7 billion and are unlikely to ever be recovered. Its investment in 2002-2003 of 1 billion in the National Road Operating and Construction Company, right, for the development of Highway 2000, a company that suffered substantial losses each year, 8.34 billion in 2016-2017. It's also unlikely to ever be recovered. Although the rules prescribe the minimum number of weekly contribution required to the quality for a mortgage loan, for more than 5 billion have been used to provide housing solutions to inner city residents and other designated categories of persons, many of whom had never made a single contribution to the NHT prior to being selected as a beneficiary, and more than likely having secured the benefits no longer do so, despite the fact that these interventions were heavily subsidized by as much 60%. Their delinquency rates in terms of mortgage repayment continue to exceed 50%. I've always been concerned about these irregularities uses of NHT funds, even while I appreciate the issues that have had to be confronted, right? So he said that he appreciates the issues, the explanation as to use them, right, and where they have been justified in terms of some of the usage of it, right? But now, when we look on Andrew Holness' situation, now, take that document away and let us go to this. Let me show the people something here. Let us get into the truth be told. Let us get into this.
Okay.
Yes. Now, under the Andrew Holness-led administration, right, we want to show this. That the way our NHT had been used and how Andrew Holness merged it. I want you to listen to Andrew Holness first. Listen to this, people.
A vision to take Jamaica next to a first world country. Choose Jamaica.
We know that there are communities that still don't have proper water supply. We know that there are communities that still have bad roads. We know that there are many houses to be fixed. The last time I toured, they took me on the river bank around that side and showed me how the river is eating away and threatening their houses. We have to address those. So as I stand here and tell you all the great things, I don't want you to believe that I am not also aware of the things that are dragging on your mind. But anybody can come here and play upon grievance and grouses, but not anyone can actually say, I can deliver. I can deal with those issues. I know how to deal with it because I can show you how I have dealt with it. So I said to those persons who choose not to look at the positive side of things, those who choose to see the glass as half empty, I say to them, look to the person who can fill the glass. Look to the person who has made the glass half empty. Because the person who is complaining that the glass is half empty is usually the person who never put a drop in the glass. And if you want the glass to full, you have to deal with the person who at least bring it from 0 to half. We are ready to bring you from 0 to 100 and even more. With the showers of blessings on us. I feel like we have closed the circle with Paul Bogle and George William Gordon, who gave their lives, and the over 400 Jamaicans who were...
Let me just deal with in case now. Right? Now, look what Andrew Holness had done with the NHT. Andrew Holness decided that, okay, he's going to merge the NHT with private entity. Right? I want to explain to people what that means. Because when you are going to merge the NHT with private entity, it simply means that the mortgage is going to be more expensive, right, for the common people who are contributing, right, to National Housing Trust. Let me say this to the Jamaican people. More than 70% of the contributors who are contributing to NHT have not gotten a home. And that is facts. More than 70%. And so then what Andrew Holness has done now is make it even more difficult for these contributors, right, to even get a home. Because merging the NHT with private entity is going to make the mortgage much higher for them and the houses more expensive. And so then it is out of the capacity of the ordinary people who are paying into NHT contribution. Right? And so then while these poor people are paying NHT contribution, they are not getting the benefits. And guess what, people, what make it worse? Majority of the people who are voting people, right? They are not getting the benefits. Majority of the voting bloc is not getting the benefits. And for the middle class who are paying into NHT, not getting the benefits. But Andrew Holness, now, merge NHT, you understand, with private entities, and guess what? With his friends. Yes, people, let me speak the truth. With his friends, make it more worse. Look on the evidence and all people. Look on the evidence and I'm going to show you. NHT to provide private. Oh, yes, yeah. Look on this evidence what I'm going to show you. And show you how Andrew Holness, right? Wicked to the electorate and now seeking a third term from the electorate. NHT to partner with private developers to deliver more houses. This is what he said, you know. October 2nd, 2017, Andrew Holness said NHT to partner with private developers to deliver more houses and a fame general shipping. You understand? Under the pretext that he's going to deliver more houses to people, but at what cost? And joining with private developers simply means it's out of the common men who are paid into NHT.
Because now the private developers need to
right?
make a profit.
So the private developers need to make a profit, and the houses are more expensive, and the mortgage will be higher. So people, let us use our brain here. Now watch this. The National Housing Trust, NHT, will be partnering with more private developers in a bid to significantly increase the number of affordable homes that it delivers to the market. That is what he said, you know, why the reason is joining up with private developers. And upon this time, Andrew Holness has not built, you understand, as it relates to NHT homes, right? In comparison to what Portia Simpson did. Right? Now, watch this. Simply did a breakground there. Prime Minister, the most honorable Andrew Holness breakground for the National Housing Trust. Right? 4.1 billion Route of End towards housing development and Route of End Road in St. Andrew on September 22nd. Also participating in the exercise from left Costas Rutolo for Kingston, Honorable Stedman Fuller, NHT Managing Director Martin Miller. All right, so let's just get down into the facts. The entity chairman, Ambassador Dr. Nigel Clark, in Ronogan, informed that 7 parcels of land totaling approximately 3,000 acres in a people have already been identified for the private developers program. Dr. Clark said open invitation is aimed at generating competition among local and international developers, ensuring that we have an efficient market and at the end of the day, our contributors get the best value for money. Uno hear Nigel Clark pretty half that. Uno hear Nigel Clark package that. Uno see Nigel Clark pass that and use one pretty gift wrap to wrap that. Come, let's go back over it again. Dr. Nigel Clark said the open invitation is to aim at generating competition amongst local and international developers. Now watch now. Ensuring that we have an efficient market And at the end of the day, our contributors get the best value for money. Nigel Clark, 75% of the people who are paid into NHT, 75% of the contributors have not seen a house. 75%. And so then, you use those people money and benefit and enrich yourself, giving them a friend, you understand, contract and deals, and build homes that the ordinary contributors cannot afford. Now I'm going to show the wickedness in the people. The National Housing Trust will be partnering with more private developers in a bid to significantly increase the number of affordable homes that it delivers to the market. Right? When you listen to this now, people, the entity chairman, Ambassador Dr. Nigel Clark, informed that 7 parcels of lands, totaling approximately 3,000 acres, have already been identified, for the private developers programs. He noted that is intended to provide an excess of what? 15,000 homes being targeted for development and delivery by 2020. Jamaica people. Our hearing now. 2025. Where them there? Where the 15,000 houses them there? People look at that now. He noted that this is intended to provide in excess of the 15,000 homes being targeted for development and delivery by 2020, as well as other units thereafter. But look here, you fool people them go, you fool them come, you tell them this what they want to hear, that what they want to hear, and all of it is just promise to promise. Now we're in 2025, 2 months away from general election, and under no circumstances that they can develop that the Jamaica Labour Party will ever deliver that. And as a matter of fact, you understand? Let me show you the next document who them give certain project to, them criminal friend. Look on this. Get to the next document. I'm going to show the Jamaican people what go on. To show you what they had done with the NHT money. You understand? And under the pretext that they will deliver more than 15,000 houses. Now people, remember tell you what them take the money and do. So what them take the money and do, your people. You know watch it now, people. Watch it bangaranga now. NHT granted Seaga order to sell DISCAIMER property in a bid to recover 20 million from failed housing deal. You know see it? Take the people their money. Go give your friend DISCAIMER. And remember, in a parliament, Andrew Holness, them warn you about DISCAIMER. Them warn you. They warn you not to do it. But you didn't listen. Now, watch this. Watch this, people. The National Housing Trust has a court order to seize and sell property belonging to private developer DISCAIMER Holding Limited to recover 10 million owed under a settlement over failed 2.5 billion housing deal in a people. 2.5 billion housing deal in a people. Nigel Clark and Andrew Holness siphon off the money there and give it to them friend, Give it to them friend. Just so Now, can you imagine people, the level of wickedness? Some of them are people, and look at the people at Jamaica, man. The level of wickedness. Now, this money and no come back in the kitty, This money last gone, And Andrew Holness, they claim that he had gotten back certain money. This need to be investigated. The Auditor General need to look into this. Now, that Seaga order was obtained about a month after the court granted an order in October 2024, compelling DISCAIMER to pay 10 million that was due by June 30, 2024. Look at the wickedness. Last Wednesday, Justice David was granted a second order. This time, to compel DISCAIMER to pay a second 10 million that was due by December 31, 2024. Confirmed attorney Emily Lieber, the managing partner of law firm Dung Cox, which is representing the NHT. The decision also paves the way for NHT to pursue another siege order on people against DISCAIMER property. Lieber said all legal options are being considered in relation to recover of the sums due to the NHT. You want to take the you want to take the poor people money them do. You still want to take the electorate money them do. I want to ask the electorate now to come vote for you. And the majority of the electorate money want to take. Them can't get a house. Them can't see a house. The house them want to build now so expensive that you know ask other 2 or 3 people for pay for one house. They don't want to look. No want confusion now look. No, look on this. Not as yet, he said, when asked whether the NHC has recovered any amount using the seizure and sale order that was issued last year. DISCAIMER leader Colonel Michael Williams said Friday he can't comment. He can't comment because no money no pay back. He can't comment, people. Can't comment. Nigel Clark, Andrew Willis, and the NHT director. Take out the people their money and put in this money on. The company is led by businessman George Neal. NHT attorney have confirmed receiving communication from DISCAIMER since the first order was granted in October. We cannot communicate DISCAIMER latest stance. You know, hear that? Because you know the money. If DISCAIMER didn't pay it back, he would have stated it. If DISCAIMER didn't pay it back, he would have stated it. In January 2024, the NHT and DISCAIMER advised the Supreme Court that they had reached a settlement after the NHT sued the developer in September 2022 for alleged failure to provide 200 houses under a $2.5 billion agreement, you know, taxpayers' money, you know. As a matter of fact, the contributors' money. Can you imagine? The NHT contributors, they contribute their money and you know, ask the people them permission to take out their money. You dip in the people their money and take out the money and give it to your friend. You don't want wickedness than this. You don't want anything more wicked than this. The November 2023 settlement agreement was issued in a formal court order on January 9, 2024. Take this document, let me provide the next document and burn them up, let me show the people how wicked it is. Give me the next document before we go on the panel. Let me show the people how wicked this brother is. Andrew Holness and the entire Jamaica Labour Party, right? What the electorate must give them 63 and 0. The electorate must give them 63 and 0. And when that wickedness did not please Andrew Holness enough, because remember, it is 100% pure evil, you know. When that wickedness with DISCAIMER could not please him enough, this is what Andrew will start on now. 5 public bodies should give more details about investment at SSL. When you come in at this now, when you look for the wickedness, you know, I'm going to play it because
government has to invest. I mean, coming out of the 90s, based on the Washington consensus from the IMF, government was advised to divest. I mean, we sell sugar company, we sell Air Jamaica, we sell all these things. But how does the government generate revenue? How does the ministries, departments, and agencies generate revenue? We take an NHT, for example. They have idle money there that everyone puts. What do they do with this money? They have to put the money in the market in order to get a rate of return. What is not bad is that NHT was overexposed to a company like SSL. So we have to be very grateful for that, you know. But it is important because we have to know, as government ministries and agencies, look carefully and do our due diligence with these companies that
That's
we
where I
put
was going.
taxpayers' money in. I think the NHT should come and tell us what's happening. I think these ministries should really come and tell us what's happening. We want transparency. That's the most important thing when you're dealing with money.
I have put it into the hands of the CEO, and since then he has contacted our external auditor to be working through our internal auditor. Because we have never had that name on the balance sheet of the JS, but we have some stocks, and I was told that they were our brokers many years ago before the era in which I managed, and before even the era for Norman Grant and Glenn Harris. So those relationships with that organization would have been, beyond 2000.
Take tell you, my Jamaican people. Let me tell you something, my Jamaican people. When we talk about 100% pure evil, when you think that Andrew honest, right? Evil has a limit. It has no bottom. The man take up taxpayers' money, not only NHT money, NIA, head tax, and put it in a SSL, which he knows the SSL was a Ponzi scheme, which he knows in 1995, he was angling Edward Seaga finances. But Edward Seaga went and borrowed the money from Century National Bank, Dan Crawford. You understand that, some people? And where Paul Chen Young and Associates and you Cross Kerry and Wallace was behind the scene as Edward Seaga finance manager. So he would have automatically known about the loan that Edward Seaga borrowing. You don't want it wicked and listen to that. $25 million US, And where Andrew Wallace knows Paul Chen Young and you Cross Kerry as it relates to Paul Chen Young and Associates, and where it has been converted in 2008, Andrew Wallace joined in, Just imagine, honey. Andrew Wallace. You understand? No, to Paul Chen Young, you Cross Kerry and Dan Crawford was a part of the financial meltdown, You understand? And you know, so you Cross Kerry take Paul Chen Young and Associate and change the name in 2008 and call it SSL. And same time when that done, him join SSL, and create ADMAT, And create ADMAT in 2008. So all of the hustling now, you understand? And you make sure, say, ADMAT licensed in St. Lucia, so that ADMAT cannot be investigated on Jamaica side. ADMAT cannot be, hey, Andrew Honest, I'm going to tell you something. Fire the day. You understand me, I say? And with spins on the panel, melting pot on the panel, with the tell you, say, with the guarantee you, say, fire the day. You understand? I mean, no, say, nobody believe, say, you know, say, no cool breeze. So having said that, let me use the word building batsman. Go ahead, melting pot.
Yeah, this, is another debacle, another Andrew Holness saga. But a long time we know this guy I do all type of activity with NHT money. Andrew literally run a business for himself using NHT as the face and business in terms of saying that it's NHT project. And so him have this authority when him, give himself that authority. Nobody no give him them authority the way you see him go out with. Yeah, because if you have a real government, no 5 members them, from within him cabinet, would never vote for some of the things that Andrew do. but not no go through no due process. You
Exactly.
understand? So Andrew I run the thing as our con artist bandit amongst him fellow members them. So as you see, Andrew take the money, him splash it here, there, everywhere, give it to him friend, yeah. No money now come back in. We not see nothing. I go on. I remember I know people. Interest supposed to come back on the money, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Interest supposed to come back and just the money return back, you know. But neither the money itself nor the interest don't return. So this is why when them have some little thing going, them have to inflate the price. Because you what now reach Andrew Wallace. It's like Andrew Wallace is a vendor at town. And you is a farmer in the same community. Yeah. But Andrew I take your goods I got town. You give him.
Yeah.
I'm sure himself to be.
What are the
you
melting
know,
pot? What the point there? What the point there? I mean, what melting pot? Let me just hear what Sister Pat said. Sister Pat.
Yes, good night, good night.
Blessings, blessings. Yeah, man, we see which are they are, the bank in them broke down. All right.
It was a good look. It's a good look. Good look. So, big up on yourself.
Blessings.
I can go watch the program and be like,
all right.
So, good night.
Blessings, Sister Pat.
Big up, Sister Pat. Big up.
Safe journey.
All right. Yeah, man.
Cool. All right. That was Sister Pat. Yes, melting pot. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So as we are saying now, you know, Andrew as a vendor, you know, and the farmer get Andrew him things. We got come a Coronation Market or Spanish Town Market. We come sell. What Andrew do is that when him sell, him don't have the money to give the farmer. Him tell the farmer all type of nonsense story. Because within him head, you know, this next week now, when him get some more goods, him have to inflate the price. I want to try to make up back the deficit where him have for the farmer. So this is why no low income houses now build. Because Andrew takes some money, you know, for him personal self, you know, for wealth himself, using some fictitious people like the one where you call him anyway, Dixon.
Dixon.
Yeah. You understand? And them people Andrew use. So when you hear him talk about partnership with enterprise, private enterprise, this is how it lead up to. When Andrew do it like that, you know, which is moving away from the blueprint formula or NHT for run. NHT used to find them contractor after them allocate them land, yeah, and them contractor build the amount of houses where them have to go up on the land there, and you would now qualify for your house. You submit your application, and then if you pass, you go for your key and you pay them the market. That was a simple method, yeah, that should have never been even tampered with, because it was working and working effectively, and a lot of the right people them were getting houses. Now we have people who not qualify a benefit from out of NHT because it run as like a Ponzi scheme and the Andrew Holness administration.
Exactly.
It becomes a free for all. You understand? And so we are finding that NHT, as you just put out, has lost billions, hundreds of billions. And as far as the report is stating, most of that not coming back, gone. How can that be when we have, high-level civil servant working inside of those entities, being paid a substantial amount in salary to perform the job of running the NHT. But yet still, I don't know if Andrew bullied them or him con them, but Andrew get to them and them start working partnership with government. NHT is not something that belongs to government for government to utilize it as a machine for print money for them. It is not a money mint for the government. NHT belongs to the poor people, the hard-working poor people, the backbone people of the economy, who has always been on a meager salary, who cannot afford mortgage on their own. And so the NHT was a supplementary program put in place to help and aid people with low-income houses. It belongs to the poor, and it should remain with the poor. When Michael Manley created the NHT in 1976, and when it was tucked into that National Insurance Act that should provide a safety net to protect it.
Yes.
Yeah, we are not seeing that now. We are seeing the safety net being bulldozed down by Andrew Holness. Andrew demolished the safety net. You understand? And so it becomes like what you see him doing over Clifton. And we can't have this thing going on. It has gone on for too long. And so this is another investigation for the Integrity Commission to look into in regard to Andrew Holness using the NHT as a money machine. And I yield back the floor to the Lioness.
All right, Lioness, you know that you're going to close us out for tonight, so you will be closing the curtain. So please take it away.
Okay. Well, let me address my audience tonight and say this. Michael Manley came up with such a simple social intervention so that everybody in Jamaica could have a house. The plan was so simple. It was not complicated. It was so simple and easy as long as the rules and regulations were followed. It's quite simple. The mortgage rates were cheap and easily affordable by basically anyone who applied for a house. And all what he did was simple. The workers were the target market for these houses. He wanted every worker to have a roof over their head. That is the legacy, one of the legacy of Michael Manley. That was a dream of Michael Manley. That is the intention of Michael Manley, to have everybody who is working in Jamaica to have a house to live in. Now, when you think of the simple housing solution that Michael Manley came up with, right? And to see how it is manipulated to what it is today, it's a crying shame. Because just like how you will go to a house sale, wholesale, and you will buy an item at a wholesale price, the price is cheaper per unit. So what Michael Manley did was organize that government land or crown land was used for the NHT houses. Therefore, that by itself could make the price very low for the purchaser of each unit, because he will build these housing schemes And the more you build them per you in large amount of units, the cheaper the house could be when it's being built. And you, the purchaser, would buy a good price house. Now, what Andrew has done, apart from taking money out of the NHT, he has introduced a middleman. And before, there was no middleman there before, because originally the purchaser of the house would go directly to NHT and apply for the house. Now, what Andrew did was put in the middleman, his friend, the banker, Michael Lee Chin. Michael Lee Chin wants to make money off each mortgage that he issues out to a purchaser. And he's going to put in his regulations as to who can qualify. What's going to happen? Less people are going to qualify. Then again, what Andrew did now, before, instead of using straight crown lands for these developments, he he touches friends to use the land that they have. So what he did, he's selling crown land to his friends, like Michael Leachin. That land deal did not go through, but he sold land, crown land, to his friends. And these friends now would develop those lands and sell it at a higher purchase price to you, the purchaser. So you have two middlemen to deal with.
Exactly.
And then what happened? You cannot afford, a teacher cannot afford it, a doctor cannot afford it, nurses cannot afford it, a police officer can't afford it. And these houses are priced for Andrew's friends and cronies, not for us. And until we, the voter, understand that what Andrew did, he basically gave us hurdles to jump over when there were no hurdles there before. Michael Malley created a straight and flat sprint for any purchaser to buy a house. And what Andrew did was put in two hurdles for us to jump over: the bank and his friends, the developer. Unnecessary hardship. And that reminds me of when Pharaoh gave the Israelites the extra duties to do and expect the same result at the end of the day. He made our lives harder in the 9 years he has been in power. And I want every laborer and every voter, when you go in to vote on election day, think on these things. This man does not want you to have a roof on your head, over your head. He does not want you to have an education. He doesn't want you to have good health. He doesn't want you to have a car, because according to Favor, $2,000 per month for 2 years is to give us a Pro Box. They don't want us to have clothes on our backs, food in our bellies, because the price of everything is so high. They don't want us to have an education. They don't want us to have a roof. They don't want us to have a vehicle. They don't want us to have anything except a donkey. The only thing Andrew has done is go around and cut individual homes ribbons. And those persons, either they purchased the house through NHT or it's a poor relief house. But Andrew himself did not spend a dime on those houses. So these ribbon cuttings that he's doing is just for PR. Where is the housing scheme? For 9 years, there was no housing scheme straight from the NHT for us. And I'm asking the laborers who are running behind Andrew, show me an NHT development, a housing scheme in the last 9 years. Show me a school in the 9 years. You heard on this program, 6 schools were supposed to be built. He collected the money and then he's going to ask us to pay for the same schools that he collected the money for already. He promised us 15,000 houses. Where's the housing scheme? Where's that house? Where's even 10,000? Let's say they did completely 15. Where's even 10,000? How many houses has Andrew built since he has been elected as Prime Minister?
4,000 something.
The social housing project that he has now in his portfolio, he copied it from Desmond Mackenzie, replicate it, duplicate it, and then ask Desmond Mackenzie's social housing development to manage his social development housing program. Does that make any sense to you? Somebody's copying somebody's program and then ask the person to manage that program for them. What is Andrew actually doing?
That's crazy.
Except making us poorer, making us sicker. What is Andrew doing? He wants us to ride on a donkey to go to hospital. Show me an ambulance right now. Anybody in Jamaica, you call an ambulance right now from any hospital, and what they're going to do is refer you to a private owned company that controls ambulances. And that ambulance service is not going to take your sick to anywhere unless you pay them upfront. Remember, somebody donated ambulances to Jamaica, and the red tape they went through frustrated them so much that the ambulances stayed on the wharf, and then they were auctioned off to a private ambulance company. Imagine Jamaicans overseas donated ambulance to us, to our government, and our government preferred them to go to a private ambulance company. That is how much they hate us. That's not love. This GLP government does not love us. They hate us. Anybody used to vote for GLP right now is like a woman being beaten, going through domestic abuse, and every kind of abuse, emotional, psychological, physical abuse, and still look at the man and say, I love you, darling. Any Labourite who love and vote for this party, Jamaica Labour Party, in this coming election, I want to tell you this: you're suffering from beaten woman syndrome because no self-respect, and you do not respect yourself. Any Labourite who vote for GLP going forward do not respect themselves as an individual, does not understand what human rights are. Your government is supposed to provide roads, water, housing. Make sure the prices of the food is at a price that you can afford it. Raise your pay so you can afford to live a comfortable life. All Jamaicans want is a roof over their head, a good hospital when they need it. If you go to the hospital now, not even the pharmacy have the medication. You have to buy it at the pharmacy. It's privately owned pharmacy. Government pharmacies don't have the medication anymore.
An apparent crisis.
And you want not even a simple things like band-aid, gloves. I have police friends who tell me that look, a lot of times they go to crime scenes, not even the gloves to process the crime scenes they have. Police officers have for years now have been buying their own boots and their gears to go to work. I know that. We see the medtech come out a couple of days ago, and they are calling on us to help protest what they're going through. 3 years, no uniform allowances.
But not for them administration.
Every civil servant is crying out.
Crazy.
It's crazy. And you want to tell me you want a third term? Third term? 3 life sentences in a prison. That's what he needs right now. Not a third term. And I yield the floor to you, my brother.
All right. Well said. Well said, Spinks. Tonight, you know, we really love how the panel, right, articulate, right, the message and dissect the information. I want to say a big thanks to all of our viewers, subscribers, people in the land, locally and in the diaspora. Continue to energize us, right? You are the springboard, right, that our platform building on. Without you, our platform, right, makes no sense. But you give it life, you give it the energy, and you give it the purpose. We want to say a big thanks, right, to all of our listeners and all the persons who are tuning in, right? Continue to tell a friend, right? Visit a friend to come tune in, and if they like what they hear, subscribe. They will meeting the Spinks, the melting pot, right? And definitely they will get the food for thought, right? I want to say to the panel, big thanks always to you. Well done job, right? Mystic Sensation, right? Love you. Now, as I said, people, let me just give my wifey the closing, because if I don't give her the closing, no worries. So let's give her the closing.
Okay, guys. What is it? Shanga?
Yeah.
I'm just seeing your message. I don't know what is happening. The person said that they cannot communicate in the chat. They're actually being blocked each time they try to come in. So I will have to look into that. I don't know what is going on. So I will have to look in my settings in the background and see if your name is somehow ended up on the list of those who have been timed out or whatever. But I know I didn't do that, so I will have to look and see. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Really appreciate each and everyone's support and continued endorsement. You could have been elsewhere, but you chose to be with us, and we do not take that for granted. Remember, Reason with Rattigan is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Jamaican time, 3 p.m. New York time, and he has some information over that he's going to be revealing over there that you don't want to miss. So make sure you tune in to Reason with Rattigan tomorrow. And remember the road show in Montego Bay tomorrow, from Montego Bay to Hanover. Oh my God, I'm getting my geography to Hanover. So please, guys, make sure you tune in and give your support. I was very impressed and elated with the numbers that I saw there in Trelawney tonight.
Wow.
Looking good, but I'm just hoping that those numbers transcend
Into
to
votes.
votes on election day, right? Because the crowd is there, but at the end of the day, make sure the energy and everything goes over into election day so that we can have the numbers that we need in order to move the country forward. Anyway, so thank you again, guys. Really appreciate, and make sure you have a wonderful weekend and get some quality rest. Until next time.
And let me just say something that Melting Pot has said earlier. We know that this government, right, is a snake oil salesman. So we want for persons to be on the alert, right? And when that time comes as it relates to the date of the general election, be prepared and ready to step out, right, and put this administration in the rear view mirror, right? Blessings and walk good. See you on Tuesday, where we're going to have bombshell after bombshell. Blessings. All right.
All right. So make sure you tune into all the other platforms as well.